Okay, so picture this, y'all. Right before the big exam at Westbrook Academy, our boy Lucas is feeling the pressure. Like, BIG time. His mentor is all like, yo, no pressure, but your entire destiny is literally tied to whatever first beast you get. Gee, thanks for the pep talk. The hallways are buzzing with everyone freaking out about their future. Then you've got this one super arrogant dude, flexing hard and just trashing on some kid who's clearly not as strong. The drama is already popping off, and classes haven't even started. But get this, our main character, Lucas, is low-key chilling about the test because he's hiding a massive secret. Turns out, just 1 week ago, he literally got teleported into this body from a whole other world. Can you say plot twist? He's getting these insane flashbacks of this cataclysm that basically wrecked the whole planet. Humanity only made it through by figuring out how to tame monsters and use them in battle. It's giving major apocalypse vibes, for real. And boom, that's how a whole new era of Beastmasters was born. Now, these pets aren't just for fighting. They're straight-up status symbols, a sign of power, and in Lucas's hands is this golden egg, which is basically the golden ticket. The dream every kid has of becoming some elite beastmaster. When you hit 18, you get your first imperial beast, and that's when the game really begins. The catch is, your beast's strength totally depends on your own spiritual energy. But instead of some fire-breathing dragon, Lucas got the most harmless, weakest little creature you've ever seen. Oof, talk about bad luck. So he makes a contract with it and reality hits him like a ton of bricks. His little Snowball is so powerless it can't even evolve. His hopes of a big, bright future, totally crushed. F's in the chat for our boy, please. He's spiraling, totally convinced he's destined to be a background character while everyone else gets their main character moment. And of course, that's when the resident high school bully decides to chime in with some grade A mockery. This jerk tells Lucas straight up that he'll never be a beastmaster. The bullying gets worse when the guy suggests he should just go sell ice cream with his useless Snowball. Bro, the disrespect. Lucas is fuming. But then plot twist. A freaking system message pops up right in front of his face about the successful activation of a mysterious system. Oh my god, it's happening. You guys. Lucas is absolutely losing his mind with joy, checking out his stats and seeing the system is 100% real. This changes everything. A sly grin spreads across his face, and you just know things are about to get wild. He starts messing with the achievement system, and it's opening up all these crazy new possibilities. And then hold up, the system just unlocked his Snowball's hidden potential. It's promising a full-on evolution, which is insane. Lucas is shook because he was totally convinced his little fluffball was a lost cause. What would you guys even name this little Snowball? Drop your best names in the comments below. Lucas is now staring at an incredible choice between two super powerful evolution paths for his pet. My dude literally stumbled upon a secret cheat code for life. A path nobody else can access. Hope is flaring up in his soul because now, his dream of becoming a beastmaster is actually real. If you're rooting for Lucas's glow-up, smash that like button. Without even thinking twice, our hero chooses the graceful path of the queen. Oh la la, fancy. He's already imagining how OP his beast is gonna be. He gets his first set of reward points, and immediately dumps them all into his pet, kicking off the process. A huge wave of energy flows, the transformation is complete, and his little beast hits its peak growth. Let's go. With a super satisfied grin, Lucas is holding his newly upgraded pet, ready for the next level. But his joy turns to major confusion when he sees his beast is still stuck at the lowest F rank. Talk about an anticlimax. Apparently, the next stage of evolution needs a bunch of rare and crazy expensive materials, which is a huge test for our boy who is, totally broke. On his way out of class at Westbrook Academy, over on 123 Westbrook Ave, Lucas runs straight into Jake again, who just can't resist the chance to talk trash. Lucas, trying to be the bigger person, just ignores him. He calmly encourages his pet, saying tomorrow will be the day they prove everyone wrong. The word trash slips out in response, and Jake completely loses it. His face is all twisted with rage. With ice-cold calm, Lucas accepts the challenge, promising to show everyone who the real loser is. Jake and his goons just burst out laughing, totally clowning on him. They're making fun of the very idea that a weakling like him could even qualify. But suddenly, this absolutely stunning girl steps into the fight, telling the arrogant jerk to back off. Jake is totally thrown off and gets all sarcastic, like, "Aw, is the Great Grace protecting this piece of scum out of pity?" But Lucas actually stops his rescuer. He gives this super mysterious promise that everyone will see what's up soon enough. The confidence is unreal. We love to see it. Later, at the supply store, Lucas lets out a heavy sigh because the price tag on the stuff he needs is just insane. It seems totally out of reach. After spending literally all of his savings, Lucas is feeling the sting of making a desperate bet on his future. Then, Emily pops up out of nowhere and cheerfully invites him to dinner from her mom. The girl, with this super flirty smile, suggests they should team up for tomorrow's test. When he agrees, her eyes totally light up, already imagining the look on Jake's face when they win. Lucas just confidently promises to surprise everyone, leaving an intrigued Emily to wait and see. Returning home, probably to his small apartment at 456 Elm Avenue, he looks at the treasures he bought, which cost him a fortune. With bated breath, so get this, he lets his little buddy, Snowball, just absorb all this wild transformation energy. Then bam, a massive flash of light, and Lucas is like, "Oh snap, it's really happening. The glow-up is real." The light is so insane, our boy has to slam his eyes shut, just feeling this crazy, epic power surge. You know this is a main character moment for sure. And when the light show finally dies down, holy cow, standing right in front of a totally shook Lucas is this brand new, human-looking creature. His pet's new form, the ice spirit, is so slick and promises some serious power. Lucas clenches his fist, all triumphant, and shouts out the name of his powerful new homie. He's absolutely bugging out that his pet just jumped a whole rank instantly. Like, my dude is literally breaking the rules of the universe right now. The freezing aura coming off this evolved beast is colder and way more powerful than he ever imagined. The chill is real, and the system is like, "Good job, kid," and just dumps a ton of rewards on him for his first evolution points and a super valuable power-up stone. We love to see it. With a quick snap of his fingers, Lucas cashes in his reward, getting 2 mystical artifacts for a serious self-improvement grind. He's gotta buff both his spiritual game and his physical strength. I mean, you gotta be tough to survive at a place like Westbrook Academy. As he soaks up the energy from the stones, our guy feels a total reboot happening to his body and soul. Right alongside his pet, that intense cold from before. Yeah, it doesn't even bother him now. His own power has been cranked up to 11. To test it out, he just casually punches a wall, and it totally crumbles. Okay, Hercules, he's thinking, oh bet, brute force is gonna be my trump card in this crazy world. Then his super cool ice spirit, who's honestly adorable, gives its master a big hug. Ah, then Lucas gets this wicked grin and decides to spend all those points he saved up. He just dumps every last bit of energy into his pet, power leveling it straight to the max. This dude has zero chill, and boom, the ice spirit transforms again. Now it looks even more intimidating and frosty, totally ready to throw down. Lucas is just standing there with this hungry grin on his face. He's just counting down the seconds until he can absolutely demolish everyone's low expectations. The next morning, Emily runs up all cheerful to greet our hero, who is just radiating this unshakable confidence. She's totally digging this new fighting spirit, something she has never seen from him before. Lucas just smirks mysteriously, basically saying the old, weak version of him is officially offline. So, seeing him walk through the halls of Westbrook Academy with Emily, literally the most popular girl in school, causes a massive wave of confusion and pure jealousy from all the other students. The gossip is flying. The super arrogant Grace gives them the nastiest side-eye, while her little minion whispers about how popular she is. And here's the tea. Lucas is thinking, yep, that's my genius cousin. And her reputation definitely brings up some complicated feelings for him. Emily then gives Lucas a skeptical look, seriously doubting his plan to enter the competition with what she thinks is a weak pet. But Lucas just beams, confirming he's all in, which totally surprises her. She playfully gives him a hug, like, okay, let's plan our victory party. Smash that like button if you're rooting for them. But wait, the drama's just starting. Some random girl stomps up and starts accusing Emily of stealing her boyfriend. Emily, with ice-cold indifference, just looks at her. She's literally like, "I'm sorry, who are you talking about?" Which just makes her rival even more furious. Turns out, some desperate dude she rejected is the reason for all this ridiculous beef. The jealous girl is absolutely losing it, screaming about how anyone could pick a nobody from some place like 227 Elm Street over her perfect boyfriend. Girl, please. Lucas is so not about this drama, so he calmly tries to lead Emily away. But nope. The girl's enraged blonde brother steps up, blocking their path to defend his sister's so-called honor. Okay. Now, Emily's face just darkens. She's mad. In a voice that could freeze fire, she tells the dude to get his hands off her. This guy completely loses it and swings his weapon, aiming to hurt her. But Lucas, with a totally calm expression, stops the huge blow with one tiny movement. The whole hallway is shook. The bully's sister screams in pure horror, not believing anyone could stop her supposedly unbeatable brother. Everyone's having a total meltdown. The arrogant dude just sneers, thinking Lucas's attempt to play the hero is just pathetic and weak. Bro, you clearly didn't get the memo about his recent upgrade. With one smooth move, Lucas straight up yeets the guy across the floor. His sister screams his name in a panic. With icy calm, Lucas declares that he'll never let anyone lay a hand on Emily. Emily is just standing there, completely stunned, trying to process where in the world her friend got all this insane strength from. Her brain is totally buffering. Honestly, even Lucas is a little surprised by his new power level. He can feel the energy buzzing in his arms while the enemy he just tossed is sprawled out on the ground. The dude glares at Lucas with pure hatred, completely unable to accept such a humiliating defeat. You can see him gathering his last bit of strength, getting ready for round 2. Man, this is getting good. But hold up, this clown wasn't about to just tuck tail and run. He summons his own beast. And get this, it's a massive second-tier Twilight Wolf with this crazy icy aura. The blonde dude's got this super punchable smirk, bragging about how his pet is gonna wreck them. He's totally ready to turn our favorite high schoolers into pavement pizza. Emily knows their odds are looking grim, like 1 in a million grim, but her hand starts flaring up with power. It's go time, 'cause there's no turning back now. Emily gives her boy Lucas a worried look, probably thinking he's about to send his little Snowball into a slaughterhouse. But Lucas just hits her with this super confident, chill smile. He's all like, "I got this," reminding her that a little scratch now could mean game over for his future. Meanwhile, the bully's sister is just cackling like a hyena, egging her bro on to teach the school's biggest loser a lesson. So rude. So, at the word, the giant wolf just launches itself at them, ready to tear them limb from limb. Yikes. The tension is real, you guys. But Lucas? He's cool as a cucumber. He just gathers this stream of icy energy in his hand, totally unfazed. He summons his spirit, and bam, it's enveloped in this insane power aura that just stuns everyone. And get this, in legit the blink of an eye, his pet creates a perfect ice clone of the wolf, which immediately charges at the real one. I am shook. Lucas just grins at a completely stunned Emily and drops the bomb. My boy Snowball evolved. The ice clone is absolutely bodying the Twilight Wolf, making its owner totally freak out and start backing away. While ice shards are flying everywhere like a winter nightmare, our hero dramatically gives his pet a new name, Ice Spirit. The enemy is absolutely fuming. He can't believe it. His elite, second-rank beast got totally clapped by some random dude's pet. Realizing he messed up big time, the blonde bully decides it's time to dip. But nope. Lucas's gaze turns ice cold, and he straight up blocks the bully's escape route. You are not going anywhere, my guy. Suddenly, all that tough guy attitude just vanishes. He's bowing and begging for forgiveness like his life depends on it. With a stone-cold look, Lucas hints that he's not the one who needs the apology. The dude immediately scrambles over to Emily, begging for mercy and asking her to set him straight. Before she can even say anything, the blonde guy grabs his sister and literally forces her head down to apologize for being a total brat. After getting that super satisfying, humiliating apology, our boy Lucas, being a total G, just lets the bullies bounce, ending the whole beef right there. Once the losers are gone, he gives his pet a gentle little pat, and all those insane ice spikes just melt away. Wild. Emily is so hyped she just jumps on Lucas, hugging him and firing off a million questions about the insane win and the secret evolution. I mean, who wouldn't? Lucas, playing it cool, just reminds her what they're really there for, 'cause the big final exam is right around the corner. And just like that, they pull up to the testing center. They're standing in front of this huge, official-looking association building, like something you'd see on Capitol Hill, where every future Beastmaster's fate is decided. Right in the middle of the lobby is this mysterious pillar, giving off a faint energy that totally catches Lucas's eye. Surrounded by a bunch of other nervous students, Lucas is checking out this ancient artifact, and honestly, at first glance, it doesn't look like much. You can just feel the pressure, though. If he bombs this, his dream of becoming a Beastmaster is totally cooked. Forever. No pressure, right? The examiner lays it all out. There's a ranking system, and only the absolute top scores will get you into the elite squad. So now every student has to make their first huge decision. Do you risk it all for a massive reward, or just play it safe? Everyone starts whispering and debating about the different levels. Even passing the easiest rank means you get to be a Beastmaster, so the stakes are high no matter what. Emily is looking at Lucas with these huge, excited eyes, waiting to see what he's gonna choose. This decision is everything. The examiner gets all serious, reminding them this one choice will literally define their entire future. He's like, make sure your ego isn't writing checks your skills can't cash. And then the whole crowd goes nuts because the super level on the pillar lights up. Everyone is whipping their heads around, trying to find the absolute madman who picked the hardest difficulty. With a little smirk, Lucas clutches his token. He knows everyone thinks he's crazy. He basically just signed up for Mission Impossible. Emily grabs his arm, totally terrified, because failing at this level means he won't even get into a community college, let alone Westbrook Academy. But Lucas is just so unbelievably calm. He reassures her like, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Behind him, though, you can hear all the haters whispering, calling him an idiot for being so reckless. Even the examiner walks up to him with this "Are you serious?" look on his face, reminding him he warned everyone to choose wisely. But Lucas doesn't even flinch. He just says his decision was totally calculated, which leaves everyone speechless. The examiner is looking at him with pure, icy disbelief. He seriously doubts this kid can pass the deadliest test in the book. With a condescending little smirk, the examiner just leaves Lucas to deal with the consequences of his insane choice. What do you guys think? Is Lucas a genius, or has he lost his mind? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to smash that like button. Alright, y'all, bets are in. The proctor gets all serious, like, let the merciless games begin, and boom, a massive flash of light just yeets all the students into the simulation. Their minds get zapped into this totally brutal trial world. Meanwhile, the proctor's peeking at the big scoreboard and spots Lucas's name. He's like, who's this kid? Our boy Lucas pops into this crazy new world, looking like a legit Roman Colosseum, and he is so ready to throw down. You gotta love the audacity on this guy. And get this, the biggest rule is that you can't actually get, asterisk unalive times in here. So Lucas is like, oh bet. He's warming up, totally hyped, 'cause now he can go full-on beast mode with zero consequences. Then, out of nowhere, a system window just pops up in his face. It's a reward for the W he scored even times before the exam officially kicked off. Talk about a head start, oh my god. A wicked little smirk spreads across his face 'cause his secret cheat code works even in here. After getting that sweet reward, he immediately dumps all his points into his little ice buddy. And whoa, his pet's power level just skyrockets. It jumps like a ton of levels at once, making its combat potential totally insane. What a glow up. So, the first opponent appears, a fire toad warrior, trying to look all tough like he's gonna incinerate everyone. Lucas just gives this weak little monster a side eye, totally bewildered. He's literally doubting if this test is even for a super high level. But the frog ain't waiting, it just blasts a stream of searing hot flames at him, trying to end the fight in one shot. At his command, Lucas's ice spirit unleashes a whole hail of sharp ice needles that just rocket toward the fire attack. We got an elemental showdown. People, the two attacks collide in this massive, deafening explosion. The whole arena fills with steam and shards of ice, and in a blink, that pathetic monster is completely flash-frozen. Dude is literally an ice statue now. LOL. With a little grin, Lucas calls his obvious victory. That was just stage 1 of 5, easy peasy. The frogsicle poofs out of existence, a new passage opens up, and my guy confidently strolls toward the next trial like he owns the place. Behind the next door, some gnarly necromancer is waiting, ready to slurp up his soul. Lucas knows that for basically anyone else, this would be a game-over screen. But for him, just a light warm-up. He completely crushes the undead dude. The proctor watching is just chalking it up to dumb luck, totally expecting him to fail. Stage 2 is done and dusted, but you just know an even deadlier test is waiting behind the next set of bars. Drop a comment below if you think he's got this. A new enemy, a massive tree monster, emerges from the shadows, way more powerful than the last guy. The examiner is grinning, so sure that a first-rank beast can't handle it. Yeah, he's positive a beast that weak is gonna get wrecked. Lucas is a little concerned for a sec, noticing the monster's bark is so tough it's literally nullifying his ice attacks. This thing's powerful tree vines are smashing the ground, showing off some incredible strength. And just like that, his little ice spirit gets caught in a deadly trap. It's all tangled up in these super strong vines, and the examiner is smirking smugly, 100% confident that this newbie is about to get wrecked. But psych. The tree monster is the one screaming in agony, trying to escape an icy trap that froze its movements solid. Freed from the vines, the ice spirit cooks up a new, even more powerful ice sphere. With a sly grin, Lucas reveals his trump card, cause his pet's got more than one trick up its sleeve. Sharp ice spikes just pierce the monster's thick bark, dealing devastating damage from the inside out. One super precise and powerful blow just impales the enemy, leaving it with zero chance. And just like that, the third level is completed. Smash that like button for our boy Lucas. But 2 more levels are waiting, and hundreds of hungry eyes are lurking behind the next gate. Meanwhile, other students are staggering back from their trials, looking exhausted and half dead. One of them is totally traumatized, recalling how strong the monster was, even on the easiest difficulty. Another one is crying with happiness cause he actually passed the test. He's so ready to proudly call himself a master of beasts. But the whole crowd is just staring at the scoreboard in shock, totally confused how a second-ranked beast is already on the board. Back inside the test, Lucas is just casually clearing the 4th level, taking out another ice monster like it's no big deal. Leaving the defeated enemy behind, our protagonist confidently walks towards the final test. The students can't hide their admiration, all wondering who this unknown genius is. Emily gets back from her successful exam, but her happiness immediately turns to concern for her friend. She's looking at the hyped-up crowd like, what is going on? What's the tea? Then it hits her that everyone's excitement is because of Lucas's unbelievable success, and she just freezes in total amazement. No cap. Her jaw is on the floor. Alright, you guys, hold up. The final boss just drops into the arena, and it's this massive, wild saber-toothed lion. I'm talking straight-up primal fear vibes, no cap. The whole crowd and, get this, even Emily, are totally bugging out. They're all like, yep, he's toast. But our boy Lucas, nah, he's just standing there with this wicked grin. Like, finally, a real challenge. So Lucas's pet launches this first attack, right? A storm of ice shards. And they just, poof, shatter against some invisible shield. Did 0 damage. Meanwhile, the examiner's just chilling, watching like it's a Netflix drama. He's low-key impressed, you can tell, but he's also probably thinking, kid's got guts, but he's gonna get wrecked. Lucas gets it, though. He knows just going beast mode ain't gonna cut it. This fight is all about the 5D chess moves. Plus, here's the tea. His little ice buddy is running on fumes from the last few fights. But this saber-toothed cat, it's fully charged and ready to throw down. Not a good look, fam. You can just see it in the lion's eyes, this blazing look like, this is gonna be easy. The absolute unit just charges and Lucas is like, "Hey, get ready." But he's waiting for the perfect times moment. Timing has to be chef's kiss. Just as those claws are about to turn his pet into confetti, Lucas yells, "Now, hit him back." And then boom, the freaking screen goes black. The whole crowd just freezes like, what? Next thing you know, you hear this insane roar of pain. The lion got absolutely styled on, dozens of ice spikes sticking out of its back. The examiner's jaw is on the floor. He's doing the math and realizing Lucas's pet is just as OP as the lion. My dude was sandbagging this entire time. What a legend. Okay, so the lion is mod now. It just shakes off the wounds and charges again. But the ice spirit just unleashes this massive beam of frosty energy, like, straight up into the sky. But check this out, the lion just lands on the ice like it's a Saturday stroll in Central Park, grinning like it's about to get payback. And that's when Lucas gets this uh-oh look on his face. He realizes his attacks are basically doing nada because this thing has a natural frost resistance. It's a cheat code. But then, plot twist, a system notification pops up. New achievement unlocked. This is about to get spicy, y'all. This skill unlock thing is his secret weapon for real. The more skills he gets, the more insane his combos can be. He's about to cook up something wild. So Lucas is frantically scrolling through the new options, big braining the situation, and he's like, crap, I need something to lock this dude down. I need crowd control, stat, and just like that, the huge lion is caught in this swirling ice tornado, its roars literally shaking the whole arena. Then, out of nowhere, the ice pet starts glowing super bright. It's leveling up, mid-battle, what is happening? The entire crowd is just staring, completely baffled. No one has ever seen a pet just randomly level up without grinding for XP. This is breaking the game, people. Lucas just gets this sly little smirk, totally embracing his new power-up. It's literally a cheat code for the win. He gives the signal, and his pet unleashes a brand new skill, ice chains. So sick, and bam! The lion is wrapped up in these insane icy chains, completely locked down. Can't move, can't attack. Bro is literally frozen in place. Lucas doesn't even give it a second to breathe. He immediately calls for the ice spikes again. The audience and the examiner are just losing their minds at this point. They are absolutely shook, like, they can't even process what just happened. The mentor is literally screaming, "That's impossible." Because a pet using 3 skills, that breaks, like, all the known laws of this world. But yo, even with that insane combo, the lion's hide is so thick it actually takes the hit, barely. And the little ice spirit, it just gives this cheeky little smile like, "Oh, you thought we were done?" It winds up for the grand finale. The time's entire arena times morphs into this gigantic wall of ice, and it just comes crashing down, burying the mighty beast completely. Game over, man. The system flashes victory and Emily is just bouncing off the walls, so hyped for her friend's incredible win. The crowd, though, they're erupting in disbelief, refusing to accept it. They're all yelling, "He cheated. No way." But even the experienced examiner admits that in his entire life, he's never seen a kid so chill and so freaking brilliant. What a turnaround. And then our boy is just bathed in this golden light, getting a colossal stat boost as his reward. Talk about a glow-up. If you think that's awesome, smash that subscribe button right now. His loyal ice homie gets a significant buff too, copping 3 powerful new skills. And the incredible reward for clearing that super level gives him this super rare opportunity to get a contract with a second beast. Oh my god. Now he's gotta choose a new pet and he knows it's time to hit up the pet store on Main Street. Let us know in the comments what kind of pet you would pick. So, the training's over, the reward is in the bag, and Lucas's consciousness starts fading back to the real world. And when he comes to, he immediately finds himself the center of attention, with the whole stunned crowd just staring, dying for answers. Emily just launches herself at him with a joyful cry because her faith in him totally paid off. Then, the examiner walks up, looking super respectful, and is basically like, "My bad, I underestimated you. You're the real deal." And the crowd is just standing there, completely bewildered, watching it all go down. What a scene. Oh my god. You guys won't even believe this. The head examiner dude actually apologizes to Lucas, who's just a regular student. Then, the guy offers Lucas a total golden ticket, a chance to join the elite association without any of the crazy exams. Everyone around them is literally bugging out. I mean, an opportunity like that is a total pipe dream, even for the top graduates from Westbrook Academy. So, our boy Lucas gets it. This offer is a massive leg up and would solve all his money problems for good. But he's also smart enough to know that a gift this big is gonna come with some serious strings attached, costing him his freedom and his future. So, to everyone's complete shock, he politely but firmly turns it down, saying he'd rather just finish his studies. The absolute nerve. Of course, some thirsty wannabe immediately tries to jump in and take his spot, but the examiner shuts him down with pure disgust. Then, with this sly little smile, the mentor admits that with Lucas's potential, he's destined for way bigger things anyway. As he leaves, he gives Lucas an open invitation, basically saying, "Hit me up anytime, kid. I got you." But hold up, the drama ain't over. Before the crowd even disperses, the hottest girl from the next class over, Lily, starts walking toward him. And Lily's bestie, Megan, is totally gassing her up. Like, "Girl, go get the digits from the new campus genius." So Lily, with zero shame in her game, slides up to Lucas, all flirty, asking to swap numbers for future study sessions. Lucas is so not feeling this intrusive vibe and tries to dip with Emily, who looks hella annoyed by the whole scene. But, oh no, this girl is persistent. Lily literally starts chasing them down the hallway. Suddenly, Lucas gets called into an office by his teacher, who's already heard the tea about his incredible triumph. It's Mrs. Johnson, and yo, she is beaming with pride. She pulls the stunned Lucas into this ridiculously strong hug, like a full-on bear hug. After she finally lets him go, she whips out this sketchy-looking old book, revealing the real reason for the meeting. This book is apparently the ultimate guide to spirit training, the secret sauce to every top dog's power. She's like, soul magic is just as much of a weapon as the pets themselves, and it's the signature of a true master. The teacher explains that this power lets you not only buff your pets but also shield yourself in a fight. Lucas, totally grateful for this priceless gift, is hyped to start grinding immediately. The second he gets back to his place over on Elm Street, he dives headfirst into studying the basics of soul magic, determined to master its power like yesterday. Not even 10 minutes later, you guys, his entire body is wrapped in this insane spiritual aura and his eyes are literally glowing with new energy. The dude is shook when he realizes he's an absolute prodigy. He mastered in minutes what takes other people months to learn. The system immediately rewards him for it, offering to instantly level up the skill he just got. Without even thinking twice, Lucas cashes in his points to double his spiritual protection. What do you guys think? Smart move? Drop a comment below with what you would have upgraded. His spiritual shield instantly evolves to rank 3, surrounding him in this thick dome of energy. He's got this super satisfied grin, feeling the major power-up, because now his defense can also protect his whole crew. But, you know, everything's got a price. He gets that using the shield is gonna drain his spiritual energy big time. Then, ding, a light bulb goes off. He remembers that soul stone he hasn't used yet, and he's totally buzzing for another huge power boost. After absorbing the stone, our hero feels his spiritual power just blast off to a whole new level. He figures it's a total waste to have all this juice just for defense, so he decides to add some attack moves to his arsenal. He conjures up a thin little spirit arrow. It might be weak, but it's got laser-like accuracy. Then, he starts concentrating a totally different, punchy kind of energy into his fist, getting ready for another test run. A massive shockwave erupts from his punch, showing off the seriously destructive power of his brand new skill. The impact leaves a gnarly crack in the wall. Hope he has renter's insurance, but the energy cost for that move is 3 times higher. Still, he's totally pleased with the result. The system gives him another sweet reward for mastering 3 types of magic. He scores a super valuable restoration potion and decides to save that bad boy for a real emergency. Without wasting a second, our hero immediately invests his new achievement points into upgrading his attack skills. The grind is real. People, smash that like button if you respect the hustle. Totally wiped but satisfied, he collapses onto his bed, already plotting for tomorrow and getting a second pet. The next day, he heads over to the task center. It's that place in downtown New Haven City, where anyone can use their skills to make some cash. Brimming with confidence from his new powers, Lucas is ready to take on his first real gig. He goes straight for the mission with the biggest payout, aiming for maximum cash. But, psych, the system throws a wrench in his plans, forcing him onto a team and cutting his potential reward. You just hate to see it. Alright, so, boom. Lucas gets the coordinates, right? Like he just got a secret drop for a spot at 123 Canyon Road, deep in Shadow Creek Canyon. He pulls up right on time, not a minute late. And yo, when he gets there, this crew of 3 so-called beast masters is already there, looking super annoyed. This one dude, Derek, straight up gives Lucas the stink eye, totally judging him from the jump. Like, you can literally see him thinking, ugh, they sent us a kid? And his buddy, Marcus, isn't even trying to hide it. He looks so disappointed, like they got stuck with the new intern fresh out of Westbrook Academy. But okay, thank goodness for their charming teammate, Jessica. She's over there trying to kill the super awkward vibes with a smile, playing peacemaker. So Jessica takes charge, inviting our boy Lucas to follow her deeper into this sketchy-looking canyon. And Lucas, man, he plays it so cool, acting all humble and modest, and you can tell Jessica is totally falling for it, thinking he's sweet. But then Mr. Tough Guy, Derek, just has to be a total buzzkill. He shuts down the friendly vibe immediately, reminding everyone how serious the mission is and that they could totally get wrecked. Then, get this, he just decides he's the leader. Like, who voted for you, bruh? He looks at Lucas and threatens to dock his pay if he doesn't fall in line. The absolute nerve. Meanwhile, Lucas is just thinking to himself, laugh my ass off, this dude's just mad he couldn't get into a top-tier academy. But on the outside, he's all smiles like, yeah, man, you're the boss, and agrees to everything. And of course, they eat it up, praising him for being so smart and agreeable. So the whole squad heads deeper into the dark caves of the canyon, getting ready to face a whole swarm of nasty monsters. And surprise, surprise, lurking in the shadows are like a gazillion fuzzy beetles with creepy glowing eyes, just waiting for them. They've totally found the nest, but our hero Lucas is completely unbothered. He just calmly asks what the game plan is, like he isn't staring down an army of nightmare bugs. That's when Marcus steps up, summons his massive second-rank rhino, ready to go full bulldozer mode. Not wanting to be shown up, Derek has to flex too and calls out his own pet, a legit terrifying praying mantis that looks like it's made of razor blades. Then Jessica summons her ride, a giant bee, A-B-E-E you guys, and she patronizingly tells Lucas to just hang back where it's safe. But Lucas? He's just chilling, letting them do their thing, while low-key assessing how good these clowns actually are. Suddenly, a whole tsunami of beetles comes rushing at them, buzzing like crazy. It's a literal wall of bug parts and teeth, but the big rhino just charges straight into the chaos. Full send, it's just wrecking shop, sending bugs flying everywhere with its glowing horn. And Derek, with this super punchable, smug grin, starts showboating, trying to steal all the spotlight in the fight. Oh, but Jessica is not having it. She's like, no way, I want some of that glory too, and sends her giant bee right into the attack. The bee starts shooting out a whole swarm of electric stingers, and they're zapping right through the beetle's tough shells. At the same time, the praying mantis is just dancing through the air, dicing up flying critters with its sharp blades. And of course, Derek starts running his mouth, bragging about their coordinated work and telling Lucas to just stand there and admire the pros. Can you believe the disrespect? Smash that like button if you think Derek's a total tool. Jessica even promises to share the reward with him like he's a little kid on a field trip getting a free lesson. All the while, Lucas is just watching their pointless attacks with total disdain. He can tell they're missing the real threat, and then, bam, this insane, high-pitched screech echoes through the cave, and Jessica just freezes, her face twisted in pure horror. Sensing total disaster, Derek starts screaming in panic as way more bugs pour out from deeper in the cave. Their easy win just turned into an absolute death trap right outside of New Haven City. But Lucas stays icy calm, which only confirms his worst fears. There was a boss monster hiding this whole time. Even the massive rhino roars in agony, getting completely frozen by that paralyzing sound and swarmed by beetles. All three of their mighty beasts are totally helpless now. They're completely under the control of some mysterious enemy from the deep. All that earlier confidence is gone, replaced with pure animal fear as they desperately try to recall their pets. But nothing works. And that's when Lucas drops the truth bomb, revealing that the sound has turned their powerful animals into useless puppets. The ultimate "I told you so" moment. Jessica is hit with icy despair, realizing they're completely defenseless and about to become bug food, and all of Derek's anger and fear gets aimed right at Lucas. He accuses him of keeping quiet on purpose. But Lucas, stone cold, just tells his panicking teammates they should be more worried about their own lives right now, not their pets. 'Cause here they come. A literal avalanche of beetles is charging at them, leaving zero chance of escape. Marcus just screams in pure terror, yelling that they have to run, that this mission is a total bust. In a panic, the big strong man just bolts, leaving his comrades behind to get wrecked. What a coward, right? Let me know in the comments what you would have done. But at the very last second, just as it looks like it's game over, a massive, impenetrable dome of light flares up around them, blocking all the deadly bug attacks. WHAAT? Where did that come from? Derek is absolutely shook, like, his jaw hits the floor. He recognizes that shielded straight-up soul magic, the kind of top-tier stuff only the Westbrook Academy elites get to learn. Our boy, totally over there screaming, like they saw a spider routine, just tells them to zip it and get behind him. Lol. And y'all, he doesn't even hesitate, not for a single second. Our hero finally summons his trusty ice spirit, and you can just tell it's about to go down for real. The rest of the crew is just staring, completely bug-eyed, at this pet. I mean, it's something they've never seen before, and its vibe is off the charts. Our guy just smirks and is like, yo, these freaks have a major design flaw. He's like, they have zero brains and no game plan. Then, with this grin that's just pure trouble, he announces that his Tier 3 ice spirit has exactly what these overgrown roaches are missing. The confidence is just times chef's kiss asterisk, and bam! His pet just blasts out this massive wave of icy energy, creating perfect ice clones of the bugs. Like, an army of frozen doppelgangers. How sick is that? In like, a split second, the whole monster squad is flash frozen. Just a bunch of creepy ice sculptures. And our dude, cool as a cucumber, casually tells his teammates they should probably recall their own pets before it's too late. Smash that like button if you love a stone-cold hero. But, oh, there's a catch. And it's a big one. To get their pets back safe and sound, they've got to pay up. The price? The entire reward for the mission. He wants it all. No questions asked. Marcus and Jessica are like, deal. They totally fold and start begging him to save their pets. But Derek? Oh honey. Derek is throwing a full-on temper tantrum. He straight up refuses, screaming that our guy is acting like he's the legendary Lucas or something. And then get ready for this. Y'all, with a totally deadpan face, our hero just goes, yeah, I am. The absolute legend. The second Jessica hears that, her whole attitude does a 180. She goes from panic to full-on fangirl, breathless and begging the legendary hero to please save their pets. It's hilarious. But Derek is still on his high horse, not buying it for a second. He's demanding they release the pets times and times give him his cut of the cash. The nerve on this guy, I swear. So, Marcus, who has clearly had enough of Derek's nonsense for one lifetime, just decks him. One punch and Derek is out cold. Lol. Then Marcus is like, man, we were so wrong about this dude. You think? Our guy, completely unfazed by the drama, coldly reminds them the clock is ticking. That icy prison won't last forever, and soon those monsters are gonna thaw out and be super ticked off. The horror dawns on Jessica's face. She finally gets that the deep freeze is just a timeout for these unkillable bugs. And that's when our hero, standing on top of a giant ice cube like a total boss, announces his next move. His insane, totally wild plan. He's gonna go capture the leader all by himself. Meanwhile, Derek, who's probably got a concussion on his mom's driveway back in Scottsdale, Arizona, is watching from the ground, thinking this kid is marching off to get himself deleted. Not wasting a single beat, our guy just fearlessly yeets himself into the abyss, surrounded by darkness and those creepy frozen monsters. Down in the pitch black of the cave, his vision is basically on night mode, letting him see every single detail. Just more proof that he's not human, for real. And then, something straight out of a horror movie starts crawling towards him from the shadows. It's a massive swarm queen, and her stare is basically a death sentence. But get this, her attacks just bounce right off his spiritual barrier like nothing. Our boy is literally invincible. What even? Okay, maybe not totally invincible. With the whole swarm going crazy on him, our guy realizes his shield is gonna run out of juice pretty soon. But just when things are looking sketchy, the system, like a fairy godmother, pops up with a solution, unlocking 2 brand new ice skills. His ice spirit instantly downloads the new abilities and is ready to throw down a devastating counterpunch. This is a total game changer. Now his pet can handle its own defense, which frees our hero up to cook up the perfect combo move. He gives the signal and the ice spirit starts pulling in all the elemental energy around it, prepping for an ultimate attack. A wave of insane cold just rips through the cave, turning the whole place into a frozen death arena. He pops his own spiritual shield back up and gives a satisfied nod. The ice element is charged up and ready to go on his command. Let's go. He gives the word, and his pet forms this massive icy comet that just screams total destruction. A blinding flash of light just obliterates the darkness, and a gigantic explosion just vaporizes dozens of monsters. Our guy is looking at the chaos with this super satisfied smirk, cause his new explosive skill was even better than he hoped. What a legend. As he's just picking off these bugs one by one, our dude has a big brain moment. He realizes this place is basically the perfect XP farm to level up his pet super fast. The progress bar is almost full, like 99% loaded, and he's hyped for his spirit to hit the next level. But then, a massive rumble from deeper in the cave totally ruins his training session. Oh. Sounds like the real landlord of this place just woke up. Back outside, Jessica is freaking out, insisting they need to call for backup like yesterday. She's totally scared for our hero's life. But Derek, who's apparently conscious again, just shrugs it off. The dude is so selfish, basically saying if the kid gets himself unalived, that's his own fault. Then, out of nowhere, this mysterious new guy shows up at the entrance to Shadow Creek Canyon. He introduces himself as a bronze sorcerer named Logan. Marcus is horrified and tries to stop him, warning him about the absolute nightmare party going on inside. What do you guys think Logan is gonna do? Drop your theories in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more of this crazy story. Yo, hold up. The crew spots this bronze mark on his arm and they're like, no way. They're totally bugging out, realizing they're standing in front of, like, an actual elite beastmaster. And Logan, with this smug grin, is all like, yup, that's me. He tells them the association from downtown New Haven City sent him to handle this whole mess. And get this, Jessica immediately starts simping, offering to be his little sidekick. She is totally hoping he'll be her knight in shining armor, you know? Logan gives her this look like he's doing her a huge favor and is like, "Hey, you can roll with me." But then he turns to her friends and is like, "But you lot? Nah. Stay back." Ouch, savage. Her friends are literally shook. They just stand there, mouths open, not daring to say a word. I mean, who's gonna argue with a dude that powerful? They know he could probably snap his fingers and turn them into lawn gnomes. Meanwhile, our boy Lucas is cashing in. The system drops a fat loot box on him for squashing hundreds of those creepy crawlies, including a super rare power-up card. He even gets a new title, Conqueror of 100 Beasts. I mean, how sick does that sound? Like, yeah, it sounds intense, but the rewards are just too juicy to pass up. And after all that grinding, his ice puppet finally hits rank 3. It's getting a major glow-up, getting one step closer to its final evolution. Let's go. Then, bam. Out of nowhere, this freaking gigantic praying mantis thing just crawls out of the shadows of Shadow Creek Canyon. This thing is massive, guys, and it's giving off some seriously bad vibes, like pure nightmare fuel. Lucas's spidey senses are tingling. He realizes this thing just got a massive power-up, way stronger than he thought. It lets out this roar that shakes the whole cave, and the system basically flashes a giant "you're gonna die" warning. Yikes. The system confirms it. Rank 4, first class, a total beast. And even though every alarm bell is ringing, Lucas's inner loot goblin takes over. He's like, screw it. The XP from this thing is gonna be insane, and decides to risk it all for the biscuit. But just as things are about to get messy, this random stone golem comes out of nowhere and just punches the mantis into next week. And who shows up? It's Jessica. She's so relieved to see Lucas is alive, and Logan swoops in for a protective hug. Ah, or is it? But Lucas is all ice cold and asks Jessica, "What are you even doing back here? This is basically hell's waiting room." Before she can answer, Logan, the arrogant magic man, just scoffs at Lucas. He calls him a useless little brat. Oof. Then Logan drops the bomb. This isn't just any bug. It's a legendary mantis king that can control a whole army of insects, like the final boss of bugs. But Lucas is not about to let this dude steal his kill. He steps right in front of Logan, blocking his path, and is like, "Nah, fam, this boss is mine." Oh, the drama is heating up, y'all. Logan is so mad. He gets all deep and menacing, like, "Do you have any idea who you're talking to?" Then his huge stone giant pops up behind him, and Logan sneers, "And who are you supposed to be?" And then, faster than you can blink, ice shackles just shoot out and trap his golem's hand. Total power move. Lucas, cool as a cucumber, is like, "Allow me to introduce myself." He drops his name Lucas, and you just know that name's been making waves all over Westbrook Academy. Logan's eyes go wide for a second, like, "Oh, that guy?" But he recovers quick and starts bragging about his combat experience. And Lucas, being a master troll, just nods along like, "Oh yeah, you're so experienced, totally." He's just pouring gasoline on the fire of this dude's fragile ego. While these two are having their little macho showdown, Jessica starts screaming her head off because, hello, the real enemy is right behind them. Tired of the trash talk, Logan decides it's time to stop talking and show off his real power with some spirit magic. His stone giant literally bursts into a fiery aura, leveling up to rank 4 instantly. It's a full-on power-up sequence, and Lucas is watching this, immediately recognizing the technique as spirit magic. The giant's glowing fist rockets forward, and Logan gives this smug grin, saying, "See, this is what separates the elites from the noobs like you. We can enhance our skills." But the Mantis King is done waiting. It goes full rage mode and just slams them with a massive horn attack. No time for monologues, buddy. And when this thing gets angry, its power level goes through the roof, hitting the absolute max for rank 4. Forgetting their beef for a second, both Lucas and Logan decide to team up and unleash their attacks at the same time. They blast it with a combo of ice shackles and a spiritual blade. It's a direct hit. Lucas pulls his little ice buddy close, super relieved. Powerful ice chains wrap all around the Mantis King, but that just makes it even more furious. Logan's attack does manage to knock the monster back, but his stone golem gets seriously wrecked in the process. Jessica is freaking out, screaming, "We gotta go, we have to run." Not even an elite like Logan can beat this thing. Logan, gritting his teeth, hates to admit it but agrees they need to bail and rethink their strategy. But just as they're about to bounce, Lucas steps in front of them and says, "Nah, I'm finishing this thing myself." Logan absolutely loses it, yelling at Lucas, "Are you crazy? You're gonna get yourself deleted. Even my powered-up golem couldn't handle it." But Lucas, still super calm, just throws Logan's own words back at him. "Remember what you said about advanced enhancement techniques?" Oh snap. Logan has no clue what he's planning, and just stares suspiciously as Lucas confidently strolls toward what looks like certain doom. Then, with a single tap, Lucas activates his trump card. A golden aura just explodes around him, pulsing with insane power. Logan's jaw hits the floor. He's looking at Lucas in total disbelief, completely unable to process that this noob has the same secret enhancement technique. What's gonna happen next? Smash that like button if you want to find out, and let me know in the comments who you're rooting for, Team Lucas or Team Logan. Oh my god, you guys. So Lucas pops this buff card and his little ice buddy just goes super cyan. It's glowing up like crazy, pure power vibes, And get this, Logan and Jessica are totally freaking out, backing away like they just saw a ghost. They literally can't even process what's happening. This buff card just juices up the pet to a rank 4, yeah, you heard me, for granting it enough power to absolutely wreck a king-level monster. This is insane. And Lucas? My dude has zero chill. He just yeets himself right at this massive praying mantis like he's invincible. His pet whips out these insane ice shackles that totally lock down the enraged king. Talk about a clutch play. Okay, but here's the tea. Lucas knows this power-up is on a timer. He's barely holding on to control his pet's new power, so he's gotta make his move, like yesterday. Not wasting a single second, he just unleashes this massive spirit attack on the trapped monster. He lets out this crazy battle cry and channels everything into one epic blow. One poo wunch. The clock is ticking, y'all. His glowing fist just smashes right through the monster's tough as nails armor, hitting it with a total kill shot. Absolutely brutal. Logan is totally losing it, screaming at Lucas to stop, yelling that using any more power is basically a self-destruct button. But Lucas, he just ignores him, totally calm, and is like, chill, bro, that was only half my power. Logan's jaw just hits the floor. He's completely shook. He can't even process how anyone could have that much juice in the tank. His brain just blue-screened. Suddenly, Jessica's got this glimmer of hope in her eyes, thinking, oh my god, this kid might actually pull this off. Then, bam, the supercharged pet unleashes its ultimate move, Ice Star, right at the Mantis King. The explosion literally rips the monster to shreds. Logan's just staring, completely horrified, 'cause what's left of it looks weird, like not normal monster guts or anything he's ever seen before. This gets Logan's gears turning. He remembers this old legend he read about in some library back in Austin, Texas, about 5 god-tier beasts that just vanished after some huge war. He's having these flashes of legendary creatures, and he's starting to connect the dots about Lucas's pet. This thing is special. Meanwhile, the buff is about to wear off, and our boy Lucas knows it's now or never. He focuses every last drop of spirit power into his hand. At the same time, his pet readies one last insane attack, creating a storm of razor-sharp ice spears. It's about to go down. In one last mad dash, Lucas and his pet link up, unleashing this epic fire and ice combo on the monster. The totally torched corpse of the Mantis King just collapses to the ground, smoking, and then the system notification pops up, boss defeated. Jessica is screaming, so hyped about the win. But Logan, oh, he is salty. He cannot believe this random kid just swooped in and stole his thunder. The look on his face is priceless. Lucas gives his little pet a big hug, so stoked that it leveled up. He's practically buzzing, 'cause he knows it's super close to evolving now. Let's go. Yep, the progress bar is maxed out. All he needs are some of those rare ice crystals for the big transformation. And what do you know, the system drops a ton of rewards for the boss kill and Lucas is like, wait a minute, he finds the exact crystals he needs in the loot pile. Talk about luck. Then Logan shuffles over, looking super awkward and totally humiliated after getting shown up so bad. Logan tries to play it cool and asks Lucas to let him take the credit for the kill. Can you believe the nerve? Jessica absolutely loses it. She's like, are you serious right now? The audacity is off the charts. Logan just straight up ignores her fiery rage and makes Lucas an offer he can't refuse. Or can he? He's like, look, I'll give you 100,000. Whoa. Okay. He's talking big money. But Lucas is sharp. He knows for a big shot elite like Logan, his reputation is everything. That $100,000 is pocket change compared to keeping his precious perfect record. The leverage is real, people. So, our sly boy Lucas decides to play hard to get. He's all like, I dunno, just waiting for Logan to sweeten the deal. And Logan gets desperate, pleading, dude, 100,000 is literally my entire savings for the last 6 months. He's basically begging, promising to owe Lucas a huge favor, anything to protect his rep. And once that direct deposit from a bank on 5th Avenue hits Lucas's account, cha-ching, Lucas accepts the deal with this super smug grin. Easy money. But just when you think it's over, this giant freaking vulture swoops out of the shadows, and everyone's like, oh wait, come on. Everyone just freezes, terrified of this new monster. But then, a familiar face walks around the corner. It's the examiner, Marcus. Logan immediately gets all respectful, bowing his head. Uh-oh, the principal just walked in. Jessica totally geeks out when she spots the silver badge on his wrist. That's the mark of a legendary silver-tier beastmaster. These guys have met before, but something tells me the vibes are way different this time. 'Cause this time, the power dynamic has totally flipped. Lucas just gives the examiner this chill little smile, and you can see Logan in the background just spazzing out, totally confused by his confidence. Marcus glances at the dead monster and is like, well, looks like the job's done. And Logan, trying desperately to save face, immediately jumps in to take the credit. Yeah, that was all me. But Marcus has been around the block. His experienced eye sees right through the lie. He's like, yeah, no, the math ain't mathing. This monster's rank is way out of your league, buddy. Then the examiner turns to Lucas and apologizes. Again, he's like, my bad. This is the second time I've totally underestimated you. Ooh, the validation. Let us know in the comments if you think Logan should have paid more. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. So, get this, Jessica is just standing there, totally mesmerized, watching these guys have this super bougie 5D chess conversation. Like, they're all smiles, but it's pure damage control for that botched mission, you feel me? And boom, the association slides our boy Lucas a fat check for $100,000. He's just smiling, all chill, and takes it, 'cause my man knows exactly what this is. Hush money, baby. Lucas is no fool. He's like, oh, this isn't for my trouble, this is for my silence. He knows they're paying him to keep their epic fail on the down low, and Mr. Davis, seeing a real one, decides Lucas is a solid investment. He literally wires the cash right then and there, and promises to have his back in the future. As his crew is hauling away the monster's body, Lucas spots something. Wait for it, it's moving. Yikes. So, while everyone else is going nuts, planning how to spend his new cash pile, Lucas is internally screaming. He's looking at that twitching monster like, oh no, we are so not done here. Lucas, cool as a cucumber, just smirks at Logan and is like, hey, just so you know, you don't just owe me money now, you owe me one. And Logan, bless his heart, just has to take the L and respectfully dips. He even promises he'll never forget the day he got totally schooled. Meanwhile, Jessica is just watching this whole soap opera unfold, completely fangirling. She's like, oh my god, I met two legit legends in one day, and she's totally inspired. Guys, she's like, okay, time for my training arc. She wants to be on their level, maybe even team up with Lucas one day. And our boy just gives her this super sweet, encouraging smile. He wishes her good luck, says his goodbyes, and then it's time to make it rain. With a pocket full of cash, Lucas heads straight to the ritziest part of New Haven City, like the rodeo drive of beast shops, to cop a rare B-rank beast. He rolls up to this super high-end pet emporium, looking like something straight out of a magazine, and this polished-looking employee greets him at the door. But Lucas isn't there to browse. He just straight up tells her, I'm here to buy a new beast, and she's like, right this way, sir. She leads him into this massive showroom, and it's wild wall-to-wall with creatures in these super clean, futuristic-looking pods. But as Lucas starts looking around, he's like, May, for all the hype, it's just your standard B-rank shop. It's giving mid, not the fire he was hoping for. But hold up, 'cause Lucas has his own cheat code. His system starts scanning everything, showing him their secret stats and evopaths. His eyes land on this sick-looking fiery devil, but it's got nothing on his Snow Queen. She's just built different. The salesgirl is gassing this thing up, talking about how rare it is, and then drops the price, $60 million. Lucas's jaw just about hit the floor, and she says it with the sweetest smile, you guys. Oh, but that price includes all the materials for its future evolutions. Like that makes it a bargain. Girl, please. Lucas is so not impressed. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep looking. This whole thing just proves to him that the official ratings are kinda garbage. Don't you guys agree? Let me know in the comments if you think the power levels are rigged. But then plot twist. His system starts blaring an alert. There's a royal-level beast hiding in this basic-ass store. He looks over, and it's this little, unassuming stone golem. And for some reason, it looks kinda familiar. The system shows him 2 upgrade paths. The lame, standard giant golem path, and then the secret, ultra-rare stone god path. Jackpot. To unlock this insane divine path and turn it into a stone devil, it needs some super rare and kinda sketchy materials. And a wicked little grin spreads across Lucas's face, because he realizes it's the same type of beast Logan has. Oh my god. Logan has a literal god-tier pet and has absolutely no clue. He's just letting all that potential go to waste. The irony is just times chef's kiss asterisk. Lucas is already thinking strategy. He's got his mage, the Snow Queen, so he needs a heavy-hitting tank to balance the team. And just then, the sales girl comes over, talking about how the stone golem is a super affordable and popular choice. If only she knew. Trying to hide his massive grin, Lucas is like, yep, sounds great, I'll take him. And then he casually adds, oh, and can I get all these weirdly specific and rare materials too? The employee is giving him the craziest look, totally confused, because none of that stuff is used for a normal golem evolution. She probably thinks he's a total weirdo living out at some ranch in Shadow Creek Canyon, but hey, she gathers it all up for him. She hands him the seal pearl to make the contract official. Lucas activates it, there's this huge flash of light, and bam. The system chimes in. Second contract successfully formed, and there he is, his new little stone golem, popping into existence right next to him, covered in these sick-looking blue contract flames. What a grand entrance. Back at his place, let's say it's 420 Grove Street in New Haven, Lucas decides there's no time to waste. He's about to power level this little guy to the max. With just one tap, he pumps hundreds of achievement points into his new pet, instantly boosting its rank and level. Talk about a glow-up. He's just looking at this little rock dude, who doesn't look like much, and smiling to himself. He's thinking, you guys have no idea what this little guy is going to become. It's all about that divine potential. So, he offers his new rock buddy the special ingredients to kickstart its transformation. But the little golem just nibbles on one thing and then completely ignores the rest. He's being so stubborn, he flat out refuses to eat the rest of the powder. Lucas starts getting mad, yelling at this picky little rock, and the golem just starts stamping its little feet, throwing a full-on tantrum. It's hilarious. Totally lost, Lucas does what any good parent does. He calls in the older sibling for help. His Snow Queen appears, and oh my god, she gives the new golem the ultimate death stare. Lucas is just happy she's fully recovered, and now he's got to play referee between his 2 pets. This is gonna be chaos. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Oh my god. Lucas gets this splitting headache and realizes his 2 beasts are totally giving each other the silent treatment. Awkward. And then, boom. This insane black light just erupts from all the stuff it ate, heralding this wild transformation. Where the little golem stood, there's now this absolute unit of a stone demon, and yo, its power level is just off the charts. Lucas is just standing there, smirking like he won the lottery, cause Logan had no clue he was sitting on a freaking gold mine. Like, the second this stone demon pops up, it goes totally rogue, and starts wrecking the place. But his ice spirit is like, nah, fam, and just shuts down its attack. Easy peasy. It's protecting its master from this wild new sidekick. Lucas is so ticked about his apartment getting trashed, he's like, 8-bet. Time to teach this new pet some manners. He knows his ice spirit is ready to evolve, so he decides to show this demon who's the real boss around here. And then, y'all, this blinding flash of light just fills the room. His number 1 pet evolves, turning into the epic form of Senegurka. Her new moves are stupidly OP, legit transforming her from a support character into a total monster of destruction. What a glow-up. The stone demon is shook, backing the heck up, like it can't even process this insane transformation. Lucas, super chill, gives his snow maiden the first command in her slick new form. Storm clouds literally form over that punk demon's head, and a whole storm of razor-sharp ice shards just rains down on it. Ouch. Forced to its knees, the demon finally gets the memo, and its master lays down the law about the chain of command around here. Ice cold, Lucas asks the final question, the one that decides if his new pet gets to stick around. And just like that, totally defeated, the stone demon dips its head, finally accepting who's in charge. But before he can even start to clean up the mess, this super Karen neighbor from down at 12B Oak Street literally busts through his door, screaming. Lucas tries to apologize, but the neighbor is absolutely livid and demands a fat check for moral and property damage. We're talking $30,000. Lucas is floored. My dude is about to be broke again. When Lucas tries to argue, the neighbor starts talking smack, but then this massive shadow just looms up behind him. It's the stone demon, and it snatches this clown up in one move. Talk about ride or die loyalty to its new master. Lucas puts on this fake apology face, explaining how his new beast is, still in training and doesn't know any manners. Lol. Dude, the neighbor is freaking out at the sight of this monster. He immediately takes it all back, begging Lucas to just let him live. Smash that like button if you think that neighbor got what he deserved. With a smug little grin, Lucas is like, "Oh, it's all good, bro," totally loving his new power trip. But then, a frantic call from Emily snaps our boy out of his training montage. She's reminding him about a super important day. He totally panics, realizing he completely spaced on the entrance exams for the most legit academy in the state. He rolls up late, of course, and spots his friend Emily frantically waving at him by the main gate. And yeah, him being late totally pisses everyone else off. All the other applicants are giving him the stink eye, thinking he's just some cocky jerk. An enraged teacher greets him with a few whacks, chewing him out for being so irresponsible on the biggest day of the year. He makes some lame excuse about being tired, and boom, he immediately gets grilled again about how his training is going. No rest for the wicked, I guess. So, Mrs. Johnson gets all the best and brightest students together for a big pep talk before the exams begin. She's wishing them all good luck, you know the drill. She's reminding them that no matter what happens, she's still super proud of them. Then she looks right at her star student, says his name with so much hope, totally believing he's gonna crush it. Once they're on the bus to the exam hall at 4500 University Drive, Emily gets all curious and asks him what shady stuff he's been up to lately. He gets all awkward and starts making excuses. Our boy admits that with all his side quests, he totally ghosted his sister's texts. Then, with this huge grin, Emily drops some awesome news. Her own demon bird finally evolved. He's genuinely stoked for her, and he's like, "Oh my god, yes, your spot at Westbrook Academy is totally in the bag now." The bus is taking them up this winding scenic route, overlooking the whole sprawling city of New Haven. Emily has her face glued to the window, just obsessing over the big city lights. She's just blown away by how huge and beautiful it is. But then, her whole vibe changes, and she looks over at her friend with this super worried look in her eyes. And there it is, the insanely gorgeous Westbrook Academy. It seriously looks like a 5-star resort, it's so fancy. All the other applicants are hyped out of their minds. They would literally do anything for a spot at this bougie place. As Lucas weaves through the crowd, he spots some familiar faces, including the rich kids from Pinghai Prep. Ooh, the drama is heating up. Okay, so get this, the vibe is times super times tense. You've got all the top dogs, the most ambitious kids from every single school, all packed into one place. It's giving major Hunger Games energy. For real. Emily's friend is hyping her up. Like, "Girl, you're the class prez, you can't be looking weak." So with this epic battle cry, she announces their whole squad from New Haven City has arrived, ready to basically own Westbrook Academy. But oh my god, the bougie city kids immediately hit them with some serious shade, straight up calling them country bumpkins. The audacity, then bam, this super energetic teacher, Mr. Davis, who's in charge of all the new student registration, just appears right in front of them. He gathers everyone around this huge fountain, probably at like 100 Main Street, and is all like, "Yo, congrats on passing the first round." But then he totally kills the mood. He drops this bomb that the Times Real Times exam cuts like 80% of everyone. ID. The whole crowd just starts panicking, cause that means even if you pass, you could still get yeeted out of the academy. And of course, some arrogant rich kid scoffs that they shouldn't even worry, 'Cause, let's be real, they have zero chance anyway. So rude. The drama is getting so spicy. One of the top contenders is all cocky, like, please, only a handful of us are actually getting in. And that's when you see this mysterious girl just standing out from the crowd. Her stare is like ice cold and sees right through you, and you can tell she's clocking all the real power in the room. This girl, Sophia, looks over at Lucas with major interest, sensing some weird, crazy strong aura from him. The tea is piping hot, you guys. Her sidekick totally notices her staring, but Sophia just brushes it off, even though she can't shake the feeling that my boy Lucas is hiding some serious power. If you think Lucas is the secret OP character, smash that subscribe button right now. But her arrogant friend is just like, whatever, completely dissing her concerns and saying everyone from their town are just a bunch of villagers. The disrespect is unreal. So, Mr. Davis announces that for tonight, they can all just chill at the Academy Hotel and grub on some free food. My girl Lily's eyes literally lit up with hunger, and she immediately dragged her brother Lucas to the legendary dining hall. Priorities. Am I right? While they're hunting for a place to sit, all these thirsty dudes from other schools are straight up staring down the absolutely stunning Emily. Like, can you guys be more obvious? They're not even trying to be slick about it, just talking out loud about how gorgeous she is, which totally sets her friend off. But Emily, like a true queen, just ignores the whispers. She just carefully hooks her brother up with a whole mountain of food. But then, two girls they know slide up to their table with trays, being all sarcastic like, why don't you share with the class? Their super shady comment about how they look like a couple makes poor Emily blush so hard she turns into a literal tomato. Lol. At the next table, some hater is giving Lucas the stink eye, totally jealous of his popularity with the ladies. Then this random guy from another school just plops himself down at their table, and you can see Emily is not having it. Talk about a vibe killer. He introduces himself as Tyler, flashing this huge smile, and sits right next to her, clearly trying to start something. Cringe level is at max. Acting all friendly like, he starts grilling them about some rumors he heard about a legendary high school student from their town. The girls are immediately suspicious. They totally call him out, accusing him of trying to dig up info on the competition. But Tyler puts on his most innocent face and goes, for people like me, information is the key to winning. Bro is a total gossip hound. Emily is so over this dude. She just coldly tells him to leave, making it clear she's not spilling any tea. What a boss move. Not even bothered by her diss, he proudly announces that he already knows everything about everyone there. As proof, he points out Brandon, a local genius with a third-rank pet. This news totally shocks the girls, 'cause a pet with a rank that high for a high schooler seems literally impossible. But Mr. Know-it-all Tyler reveals that Brandon's success is all thanks to his family's money and connections. Realizing there's such a huge gap in power makes Emily start doubting if she even has a chance. Don't sweat it, girl. You've got this. Drop a comment below with some encouragement for Emily. This walking Wikipedia just keeps going, switching over to the notorious Sophia, who's known for being a total savage. The girls are stunned to hear how she managed to level up her pet so insanely fast. Tyler doesn't stop there and moves on to another prodigy, Trevor, who has a crazy rare dual-element pet. This news blows the friends' minds even more, since pets like that are basically myths. Emily suddenly remembers the teacher talking about two wild and totally untamable elemental monsters from some seriously dangerous regions. The plot is thickening. Y'all, Lucas's mind immediately snaps back to his own rock demon, whose dual nature of rock and spirit was a total mystery he needed to figure out. After spilling all that tea, Tyler finally asks the million-dollar question about the mysterious genius from their city. Lucas, with a mouth full of food, just casually says that this guy, everyone's been gossiping about, just straight up didn't show up. To totally throw the annoying informant off their trail, Lucas and his friends all pretend they have no clue who this supposed genius even is. So smooth. What do you guys think? Is Tyler gonna fall for it? Let me know in the comments. Seeing he's getting the silent treatment, Tyler just shrugs like, alright, I'm out. But y'all, the look he gives them? Pure daggers. The second he's out of earshot, he's like, oh, I bet my last dollar it's one of them. Emily is just like, bro, why are you so low-key about this? She's totally confused because he could be flexing on everyone right now and he's just not. Like, what's the deal? Lucas is all about staying off the radar, you know? He's trying to avoid the drama and definitely not listening to some rando with inside info from a back alley in downtown New Haven. Emily is like, okay team, we gotta level up, and suggests a squad training sesh for later that night. As she's bouncing, she casually tells her bro, yo, pop by the room later, don't be late. And just like that, their whole vibe is wrecked by this crew of total clowns who roll up with these gross, sleazy grins. One of the chumps actually grabs Emily's hand, and oh my god, he immediately gets his jaw rocketed. But get this, instead of getting mad, this dude just wipes his mouth and gets this psycho grin on his face. He's totally into it. He's like, ooh, I like him spicy. Major red flag, y'all. Okay, so Lucas's eyes go deadly. Like 0 Kelvin cold. He looks at the creep and in this low, terrifying voice, he's just like, let her go. Emily, bless her heart, is trying to de-escalate, whispering, Luke, chill, it's not worth it. She's like, we're gonna get suspended, but this bully, he just pours gasoline on the fire. He starts running his mouth, calling every single dude from Westbrook Academy straight up trash. And that was the wrong thing to say. Lucas just snaps. He's on his feet in a flash and just decks the dude. We're talking one-punch knockout vibes. Lucas is standing over him, just radiating this terrifying energy, and he's like, no one messes with my sister and gets away with it. The bully and his little posse are just staring up from the floor, absolutely shook. You can just see the pure, unfiltered rage burning in our hero's eyes. The bully is absolutely fuming from the humiliation. Right. He's scrambling to his feet, ready to go full-on rage mode and settle the score then and there. But his whole revenge fantasy gets shut down instantly by Brandon's ice-cold voice, telling him to stop making a scene. He even gives Lucas a nod, admitting the punch was solid, and says, let's just call it a day, alright? But the look in Lucas's eyes? Oh, it's not over. Not by a long shot. As he's walking away, he basically challenges him like, if you've got a problem with me, save it. You'll get your chance. The tension, you guys. So Emily is literally dragging him away from the scene, but you can still see it in his eyes. He has this ice-cold fire going on, like he is not letting this go. He's already planning his payback. For his final mic drop, Lucas yells back, I'll see you clowns at the exam. Brandon just watches from a distance with this totally wicked grin on his face. He's like, so that's his name. It's on now, fam. So, later that night, Emily is just trying to chill in the bathroom, and her friends just kick the door open, screaming their heads off and totally invading her privacy. Lol, Lily's got this huge goofy grin and is like, we came to thank our supreme leader for all the training help. Another friend chimes in, totally hyped. For real, because of you, we both hit rank 2. Emily is so not used to this attention, she totally short-circuits. She's flailing around like, guys, stop. Personal space, while they're trying to give her this super awkward thank you massage. Okay, so next morning, all the hopefuls are packed into this giant auditorium, probably somewhere like the New Haven Civic Center, waiting for the big test. Mr. Davis gets on stage like, all right everyone, I've looked at your past results, but Seich. Instead of praise, this man proceeds to absolutely roast them. He basically calls them the most pathetic group in the history of the Academy and says he has zero expectations for any of them. Savage, and the crowd goes wild. Everyone is booing and yelling, completely shocked. Nobody expected to walk in and get verbally destroyed by the instructor first thing in the morning. Lily is absolutely seething. You can just see the gears turning in her head, plotting her epic revenge. Meanwhile, Mr. Davis is like, anyway, your next exam is in a spooky forest. And no, you don't get to pick easy mode. He explains that everyone gets a little device that tracks their score, and you rack up points by, taking out the local wildlife in the arena. It's like a real-life video game, but way more gnarly. Then he drops the bomb. In this forest, you can be the hunter, or the hunted, and if you die, you're disqualified. And you just see this wave of oh crap go through the crowd, because everyone knows what that times really times means. It means they're going up against freaking rank 3 beasts. And the clock is ticking. They only have 4 hours, and only the top 10 highest scorers get to move on. The pressure is insane. And then Brandon, of course, has to ask the darkest question possible. So, we can only get points from the animals. And Mr. Davis gets this absolutely evil grin and says, "Oh no, if you take out another participant, you get ALL of their points." The whole room just goes silent. The rules are basically telling them to go full battle royale on each other. And that psycho Brandon is just soaking it in, totally hyped for an all-out war. Smash that like button if you think these rules are insane. Mr. Davis screams that the death game has officially begun. You can see the 4 top-tier rookies getting in the zone, all of them getting ready to fight for that number 1 spot. To be crowned the king. Our girl Lily, with her awesome pink hair, is actually hoping she runs into her brother in this absolute meat grinder. She sends a quick message to Grace, telling him to find her as soon as possible. The instructor yells for everyone to shut it so the main event can start. And then, whoosh, a massive flash of light, and our boy Lucas finds himself teleported to some random, super dangerous-looking new map. What's gonna happen next? You gotta hit that subscribe button to find out. Okay, so get this. This dude looks down and bam, there's a freaking countdown clock on his hand. Like, talk about pressure. He figures out the only way to win this whole Hunger Games knockoff is to get to that giant stone thingy in the middle. And here's the tea, y'all. Once you're a top player, your GPS coordinates get blasted to everyone. You basically get a giant "come get me" sign on your back. It's a non-stop chase. For real. Our boy Lucas quickly gets the memo. It's survival of the fittest, and rules are for chumps. Then, out of nowhere, a 2-headed snake pops up. Is he scared? Nah, he's just like, ooh, what's this? Dude's got ice in his veins, I swear. So he decides to play it cool, you know? Just chill behind his super strong defense. But then, this crazy fast stone demon just materializes, looking all kinds of sketchy. The vibe is times not times good, people. He's playing 4D chess, though. He sandbags it, pretending to be weak just to see what this rock monster can do. Then he's like, nah, I'm good, and lets it walk. He knows the real XP comes from the bigger bosses. Smart move, or dumb? Let me know in the comments. The stone demon is totally like, oh, it's on, and stomps off to get swole. Meanwhile, our hero is getting all emo, thinking about Grace and hoping he finds her soon. Ah, a little romance in the middle of a battle royale. Speaking of Grace, she and her fiery pet are absolutely bodying this giant monster. Just total boss level stuff. After, she just casually checks her high-tech glasses and breathes a sigh of relief, seeing how much time she's got left. No time to waste though. She sends her Firehawk out on a mission, 'cause let's be real, this whole place is pure chaos. Everyone's scrapping for their lives out here. It's wild. But Grace knows her fiery buddy can't go that far on its own. It's like trying to get a Wi-Fi signal in the middle of Shadow Creek Canyon, but she's gotta find her brother. You guys. So she's like, screw it, and decides to risk it all and head for that main stone pillar. This chick runs headfirst at another huge monster without even flinching. What a legend. She's like a supercomputer, instantly sizing up the enemy and dodging its crazy attack. Then her pet just goes full-on Human Torch, showing this beast who's really in charge. And it's toast. Barbecued monster for an easy 20 points. But wait, the drama's not over. A new creep shows up with his own pet, some kind of wild dude, and his creepy smile. Yeah, this was a setup, 100%. Grace is pissed. She calls him out for being a cheating scumbag, but this dude just laughs in her face. The audacity. This psycho tells his beast to go for the final blow, totally expecting her to get wrecked. But right at the last second, Grace screams for her pet when she sees the attack coming. It was a feint, a classic misdirect. Now she's the one in trouble. He grabs her, and you can just see the terror on her face. This creep is loving it, just soaking in her fear, as he spills the tea on his whole evil plan with his intelligent beasts. And the stuff he whispers to her. Y'all, it's way worse than just getting unalived. Major yikes. Okay, scene change. Elsewhere, some other dude is just casually taking out 2 monsters at once. Like it's just another Tuesday. He's happy about the easy points. But he's not stupid, he's still on high alert in this spooky forest. Then, wait a sec. He sees someone he knows. It's our main character, Lucas. Lucas plays it super smooth, putting on this friendly face like he's running for mayor of New Haven City. But you know he's plotting something. He's totally ready to play this new acquaintance. And Tyler, that's the other dude, is completely geeking out over the stone demon, thinking it's some super rare creature he's never seen before. LOL. Tyler's having a full-on crisis. Like, my monster encyclopedia lied to me, and Lucas is just smirking, downplaying how strong his own beast is. He's totally gaslighting him. It's hilarious. So, Tyler, trying to act like a big shot, starts bragging about his pet. Then Lucas drops the fake team-up offer, promising the naive newcomer a place in the top 10. Poor, naive Tyler. He has no idea that behind that friendly smile is a stone-cold player ready to backstab him. Smash that like button if you think Tyler's about to get played. Back to Grace. And oh my god, she just flips the script and slams her attacker to the ground with one massive hit. The villain is shook, totally freaking out that he just got owned so hard. Grace is literally radiating rage, and you can tell she's about to go scorched earth on this guy. Her fire pet unleashes on the other dude Savage, who's now screaming for help. Karma is served hot, honey, and his own pet just bails on him. Can you believe it? The dude watches his ride or die just dip out. Even when he's about to be deleted from the game, he tries to play mind games, bringing up something super personal to hurt her. But Grace is having none of it. She snatches his points glasses, leaving his subscription to life expired. Back at HQ, the mentor is like, whoa, he's totally blown away by how savage these rookies are. And speaking of savages, the number 1 player, Brandon, finally logs in. First thing he sees, a massive, angry beast. Brandon's not worried. His little poison ivy fairy sidekick slips out of the shadows, looking ready to cause some serious problems. It zips over and attacks this tiger so fast. The poor thing didn't even know what hit it. This huge, scary tiger just becomes plant food. Gone. Vanished. Brandon is so cold-blooded, he's already scanning the area. For a new target, cause for him, the party's just getting started. Then boom, someone else gets totally obliterated, turned into nothing but a cloud of red mist. This game is absolutely brutal, you guys. Make sure you share this with your squad so they don't miss what happens next. Okay, so get this, poison ivy is literally choking out its prey, just feasting. And then you've got Brandon over here with this psycho smirk, talking about how he's the rightful king. Like, calm down, dude, it's not Game of Thrones. Meanwhile, check out these 2 randos glued to a stone tablet, watching the leaderboard update like it's the dang stock market. This one chick is stressing, but her boy is all like, chill, babe, the real hunt ain't even started. He's totally ready to start picking people off, what a creep. And oh my god, he is ice cold. He's just scrolling through his mental hit list, cause in this messed up game, the little guys are just stepping stones. And guess who he picks next? Our girl, Megan. That glint in his eye. Yikes. Total Predator vibes. Speaking of Megan, her heart totally drops to her stomach. She's scanning the leaderboard, and her genius brother is nowhere to be found. The panic is real, y'all. But this dude she's with, total jerk. He's like, your brother? Who's that? A nobody. And just drags her along. But Megan's got that spidey sense tingling, you know? And her faithful firehawk is basically screaming danger, girl. So now she's lost, wandering through this death trap forest all by herself, totally freaking out looking for her brother. Her thoughts get cut short by the absolute creepiest tree ghost that just pops out of the bushes. And get this, Tyler is already plotting how he's gonna ditch his partner after the fight. What a snake in the grass, I'm telling you. Back at Westbrook Academy, Mrs. Johnson is watching the monitors, and her jaw is on the floor watching Lucas just rocket up the rankings. Another instructor is like, ooh, spicy. Looks like the 2 new kids from 123 Elm Street decided to team up. Lucas's naive new buddy is whining that Lucas didn't leave him even a single monster to fight. LOL. And Lucas, with zero emotion, is just like, It was target practice for my pet. Ouch. That's gotta sting. You can just see Tyler fuming behind that fake pout. He is so jealous, just waiting for his moment to stab Lucas in the back. But then, plot twist, a super rare beast shows up, and suddenly Tyler's got dollar signs in his eyes. So, the team and I use that term loosely heads for this massive, glowing golden tree. Tyler is practically drooling, sprinting towards it like he's on Black Friday. He's seeing straight up cash, thinking it's an easy score. But psych, a huge vine just snatches him up. His happy dance turns into a horror movie scream. Rel quick. This giant tree monster wakes up, and its mouth is promising a one-way trip to Oofville. Even his poor little pet gets tangled up in this deadly mess. Unable to do squat, Tyler just panics, screaming for help as he feels the monster literally draining his life force. Not a good look, bro. And our boy Lucas? He's just standing there, cool as a cucumber, and is like, hey, remember our deal? Before just leaving him there. Savage. Drop a savage in the comments if you agree. Tyler completely swallows his pride, begging them to team up, crying about how he can't survive alone. But Lucas just turns and walks away, which is the universal sign for, you're on your own, buddy. The moment Tyler realizes he's been left for dead is just, asterisk chef's kiss times pathetic. But wait, Lucas stops. He turns around, but the look on his face says, this is a business transaction, not a rescue mission. And even while he's about to become plant food, Tyler is still a little weasel, trying to haggle and make threats. Finally, in pure desperation, he plays his last card. I'll tell you the top player's secrets. Oh, now that gets Lucas's attention. Secrets about the top dog. He's interested. He gives a nod, and his stone demon roars to life, charging in like a linebacker on game day. A massive lightning bolt just smacks the golden monster right in the trunk, making the whole thing shake. But this leafy behemoth is not going down that easy, not by a long shot. Nope. In fact, it instantly shoots out more vines and wraps up the demon like a burrito. Lucas realizes his pet's brute force ain't gonna cut it here. Seeing his little rock buddy in trouble, he decides it's time to pull out the big guns, his secret weapon. You can hear in his battle cry that this isn't just an order. It's like he's mind-melding with his faithful demon. It's like the monster itself is laughing at him, taunting him like, is that all you got, bro? Dude, this plant has more personality than some people I know. The golden vines squeeze so hard it looks like they're about to turn the stone demon into a pile of gravel, and Tyler just loses it, screaming his head off, thinking his one way out of here just got wrecked. Back with the teachers, they're like, WHAAT. Mrs. Johnson totally admits Lucas's true power is way beyond what they ever expected. And right on cue, a new, ghostly form appears on the battlefield, dripping with dark energy and looking for a fight. Lucas is hyped to see what this new form can do, and it does not disappoint. The ghost warrior just phases right through the monster's deadly attacks like they're nothing. Lucas is like, oh snap. He realizes that in this ghost form, his pet can't be grabbed or controlled by physical stuff. That is a total game changer, y'all. So he gives a new command, pointing out all the monster's weak spots. The ghost is like, say less, and starts creating stone bullets out of thin air, ready to unleash an absolute hailstorm on this thing. The attack lands, bam. It's a direct hit. The captives are freed, and the giant monster stumbles back. But Lucas knows this isn't over. It's gonna take brains, not just brawn, to finish this fight. And what does Tyler do, you ask? The second he's free, that little coward books it, leaving Lucas to deal with the angry plant monster all by himself. Unbelievable, but just as the monster is about to land a final, killer blow, whoosh, this ice maiden appears out of thin air, blocking the attack and saving our hero. She then drops an insane ice storm on the monster, freezing it in its tracks and totally flipping the script. Who is she? Smash that like button if you want to find out in the next episode. So Luke, being the absolute savage he is, sees his opening and is like, yo, rock monster, go for the weak spot, light him up, and bam, his stone buddy just full sends it, smashing through that icy armor with this insane roar, totally breaking the defense. Then, get this, a two-pronged attack. They're hitting it from both sides, just ripping this thing to shreds. Absolute carnage. Our boy Luke steps up for the grand finale, channeling every last drop of his hidden power into one epic final blow. And then, asterisk ding asterisk, the system literally calls it, Mighty Beast defeated. Talk about a massive W. But wait, it gets crazier. This wasn't just for points, nah. He just unlocked a game-changing new power that's about to shake everything up. Luke is just standing there, vibing with his new power-up, feeling himself. He knows this is his ticket to the big leagues, the royal tier, while the instructor watching him is literally shook. His jaw is on the floor cause this kid's potential is off the charts, no cap. And Luke, he's like, alright, done playing nice. Time to let everyone know who the real boss is. The rando he just saved is just standing there, bug-eyed and horrified. He literally can't process that one dude just soloed that massive beast. His brain is straight up fried. Then Tyler's eyes land on the mysterious ice girl, and he starts tweaking out like, whoa, who is that? Luke is internally facepalming cause he messed up, but you can see the gears turning. A 5D chess move is loading. He plays it so cool, acting all clueless. He's like, oh her? That's just my, ice beast in a humanish form. Total gaslight moment, and my dude's brain is just buffering. This coward, Tyler, is trying to make sense of it all, and then it hits him. That, oh snap moment when you realize you're not dealing with some random from down the block. The fear is real. Luke gives his ice queen a little nod, and even though she's confused AF, she rolls with it. Next thing you know, it's raining ice shards on these fools. Like, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Tyler totally panics and uses his own pet as a meat shield. What a punk. He's literally saying his goodbyes while the Ice Maiden unleashes this insane blizzard of destruction. She's a straight-up force of nature, but get this snake, Tyler, thinks he's slick. He's cooking up a plan to off his savior and dip. The traitor books it, ordering his beast to devour Luke for cover. The audacity, the two powerful pets just share this silent look, like a telepathic bro nod, and poof, they're gone, just following orders. What do you guys think of that move? Let me know in the comments. Tyler's over there breathing a sigh of relief, all hyped about surviving and getting points. But then he looks over, and his face just drops. His victim is chilling, totally fine. That smile got wiped right off his face. Our boy Luke is just chilling inside this sick protective bubble, giving Tyler the most epic you thought smirk you've ever seen. The new guy is just overcome with this icy terror. He finally gets it. His brilliant plan was a complete bust from the very beginning. Seeing Luke so calm and untouched, the fear really kicks in. He messed with the wrong one, hiding his saltiness. The dude agrees to an alliance, probably thinking Luke is a total moron. But Luke's like, hey, cool. Now pay up. That secret info I saved you for ain't free, my guy. Tyler, the slippery snake, dodges the question like a pro. Whoa, let's check the leaderboards first. Bro, he says, trying to change the subject. And on the way, he reluctantly drops these little crumbs of info about some super rare soul art that only the top dogs know. But Luke cuts through the BS. Nah, spill the tea. Who are the heavy hitters in this test? Forgetting all about their little chat, Tyler sprints over to the ranking board to check his score, and you can see it, that greedy little glimmer in his eye, cause he realizes that taking out his companion would put him in the top 10. But then he sees the scoreboard, and his face goes pale. The stupid victim has almost 200 points. Y'all, he is shooketh. And then, for the big reveal, Luke drops his real name. And in that one moment, all the masks come off. The traitor realizes with dawning horror that he wasn't playing the game. He was just a pawn. His whole tough guy act just crumbles to dust. He finally understands that Luke has been in first gear this whole time, just hiding his true power level. His confidence got sent to 123, Nowhere Street, Anytown, USA. Luke just looks at him, ice cold, and is like, time to pay the piper. Salvation ain't free. So Tyler, in a last-ditch, desperate rage-quit moment, sends his last pet to attack. But nope, a massive wall of ice just erupts from the ground, shattering his last hope into a million pieces. Luke just yawns and goes, I'll be taking your points, and your pet. Thanks. Cornered, the traitor starts begging, groveling for his life, ready to do anything to survive. But Luke, with zero emotion, just shuts him down. I don't need your secrets. Then, with this boundless confidence, he declares, no one here is on my level. His last order drops like a judge's gavel, and the traitor's dying scream gets swallowed by the freezing air as razor-sharp ice thorns just erupt and, well, end his whole career. It was a miserable and totally worthless life, to be honest. And just when you think it's over, Brandon, the main rival, appears in the clearing, radiating pure final boss energy and madness. That minion's last gasp was a warning to everyone. Luke's ice power is no joke. Man, smash that like button if you're hyped for this showdown. Okay, so this psycho Brandon, with this totally unhinged grin, straight up swipes his minion's glasses and just, like asterisk absorbs times them. So messed up, and boom, the two heavyweights, Lucas and Brandon, are finally staring each other down for the ultimate showdown, for the title of the GOAT. And Lucas, my boy Lucas, plays it so cool. He's like, nah, I don't want the title, just to get under Brandon's skin. And dude, it totally works. Brandon is fuming. Brandon starts laughing like a straight-up maniac, revealing his master plan, which is basically to just delete every single player from the server. Yikes. But then, get this, some creepy, dark energy starts bubbling up inside him, and he's totally losing it. The second Lucas gets a hint that his sister, Grace, is in, like, legit danger, he drops everything and just sprints off to save her. Talk about brother of the year. Brandon is shook that Lucas bounced, so he sicks his monster on him, yelling, go get him, turn him into dust. And oh my god, Lucas walks right into the trap. So classic, and Brandon's already doing a victory dance like he just won the Super Bowl. So this nasty poison spirit thing is told to finish Lucas off, just gloating over him. But then plot twist, Lucas teleports right behind Brandon. And the look on Brandon's face? Bro, it was priceless. You gotta drop a priceless in the comments if you saw that. Then his Ice Maiden just goes whoosh times and flash freezes the monster solid, turning it into a freaking ice sculpture. Like, straight out of an art gallery in downtown New Haven City. Lucas ain't got time for games. He just blitzes past, leaving nothing but a cloud of ice dust. But wait, some rando watching from the sidelines points out that the poison spirit is, like, pulling a Terminator and regenerating from all the little ice bits. Then this new dude, Ryan, slides out of the shadows like a total snake. He sees Brandon is weak and is like, ooh, my chance to be top dog. Doesn't even hesitate, just summons his sick armored dragon to take out Brandon while he's down. And he's got this smug look on his face, wondering aloud if Brandon can regenerate just like that freaky poison monster of his. The Shade, one massive hit, and Ryan takes it all, screaming, I'm the new king of the castle. But then poof, the glasses he just swiped vanish from his hand, leaving him looking like a total confused idiot. His little victory party gets crashed hard by this insane attack, full of rage and revenge. But get this, Brandon, the guy who was just on the ground, casually stops the blow, showing he's got some real demon-level strength hidden away. And that's when Brandon drops his ultimate trump card. He's like totally synced up with his beast, mind and body, super creepy. Ryan is absolutely bugging out, just screaming at his dragon to attack the monster. Meanwhile, Lucas gets this spidey sense tingle that Grace and the squad are in deep, deep trouble. Yo, Ryan's dragon, which honestly looks kinda cute, gets completely trapped by this dark, sinister energy. And Grace is pissed, trying to break out of this water bubble prison, but it's no use. And another one, a new player steps out of the shadows. This one's got an undead mage that's just radiating I'm gonna wreck you vibes. And the owner has this you're beneath me smirk, totally confident in his unbreakable defense. This thirsty new guy just coldly tells his monster to take out Grace. Also, he can claim the title of leader. Not cool, dude. But his partner, this girl with him, gives him this sly grin. Like, ooh, is that times all times you want? But he shuts her down quick, getting all serious and telling her, you know you're the only one I'm crazy about. A little romance in the middle of a beatdown. So, the girl, who's clearly playing 4D chess here, calls off the attack, waiting for the perfect moment for her real plan. She gets this hungry look in her eyes and is like, nah, We're fishing for a much bigger prize than that. Someone tries a surprise attack, but nope, it just bounces off this insane water shield protecting the hunters. Lucas is absolutely losing his mind with rage, demanding they let his sister go, and his voice is dripping with ice. Like, you do not want to mess with him right now. And Grace, even though she's trapped, is just screaming for her brother to be careful, totally forgetting she's the one in danger. Lucas isn't hearing any of it. He just charges in, ready to bulldoze anyone who gets in his way. That's when the new guy finally realizes who he's messing with, the one and only Lucas. And you could cut the tension with a knife. It's about to go down. And the girl just smiles, 'cause her gut feeling was totally on point. She's like, yep, this dude is the real deal. So the warrior challenges the legend himself, but his partner can feel something is majorly off, like a hidden danger. He goes all in, making a bet where if he loses, it's not just his points on the line, it's his actual life. High stakes, baby. The guy flips out and orders his undead mage to snatch up Lucas, trying to box him in. But Lucas just punches right through the water spell with a freaking flaming fist, basically flexing on him. So this arrogant dude squares up against a stone demon, totally underestimating how hard it can hit. Next thing you know, the stone demon is trapped in another one of those unbreakable water prisons. But what busts out isn't just some prisoner. It's a straight-up nightmare made of shadows and rage, and it looks ready to unalive everything. The warrior starts laughing like a psycho, spilling his big secret. Apparently, his beast is immune to all physical damage. OP, much, but his victory speech gets cut short when he gets rocked by a massive hit that sends him flying across the map. LOL, Lucas just calmly explains. Your ego wrote checks your body couldn't cash, bro. That was his biggest mistake. The loser, throwing a total tantrum, winds up for one last, desperate attack. And Lucas just recalls his demon, like, nah, I don't even need my ice maiden for this scrub. The ultimate disrespect. If you loved that burn, smash that like button and share with your squad. But oh my god, his psycho laugh gets cut short by this ice-cold command that literally gives you chills. A fire totally ignites in his eyes, and you can just tell he's about to unleash the power he's been hiding this whole time. The girl is, like, frozen solid with fear, realizing they're about to get absolutely wrecked. In a last-ditch effort to save herself, she tries to be all reasonable, like, hey, let's just forget the beef and make a deal. She's reminding them they have the same goal and we're literally classmates, but her words just totally fizzle out. Awkward. Then, suddenly, her partner screams, let her go. But oh my god, his voice is shaking so bad. You can tell he's terrified. He's totally frozen, 'cause like, saving his friend might mean he gets taken out instead. But he listens to his partner and reluctantly drops the water shield, setting the other girl free. The sister, with actual tears in her eyes, thanks her brother, and he promises that no one is ever gonna mess with her again. Our hero's stone-cold glare then snaps right to his enemies. He makes it crystal clear they deserve to get wrecked for what they did. His demand for an apology is so humiliating it makes the other dude's pride just explode, and he tries to dip out in a rage. But wait, plot twist. His own partner stops him. Seeing a new angle, she offers a deal, revealing this secret power she has that could juice up all of them. So now these ex-enemies have this super shaky alliance, but you can literally feel the jealousy and distrust in the air. Then, of course, the main villain shows up and crashes their little truce, and with this nasty grin, he promises to just demolish all of them at once. The other warrior's face gets all twisted with rage, totally pissed that even stronger enemies keep popping up. The whole squad bands together against this new threat, and our hero realizes the rules of the game have just flipped. Again, what is even happening anymore? The mentor is watching this whole thing go down, looking super worried, 'cause losing talent like this would be a major L for the academy. Then the instructor gets on the mic and announces the final countdown. Y'all, they only have 10 minutes left to survive. But the jealousy is real, and that one warrior just can't handle it. He leans over and suggests they double-cross their new ally and just take all her stuff. But his partner is like, absolutely not. She's a real one. Her desire to actually help is way stronger than her greed. The dude's heart is just shattered by jealousy and sadness, cause he seriously can't believe she just shut him down like that. He's about to scream attack. But another voice, way more powerful, booms out and stops the whole beatdown from happening. And just like that, the test is over. But instead of being relieved, everyone's on edge because there's a new special task. Then the seniors show up, and their whole vibe is just pure power and confidence. It totally puts a damper on the exhausted freshmen. The girl is so mad, feeling like it's totally unfair, cause fighting second years right now is basically a death sentence. Everyone knows that after those insane fights, their spirit animals are completely drained. Their chances of winning are, like, zero. Let us know in the comments if you think they even stand a chance. The sophomore leader, looking kinda bummed, is like, alright, I guess the huge throwdown is cancelled. How about a little competition instead? The main warrior then rallies his team, telling them to get it together for this new threat. Pushing aside their drama, the girl looks over hopefully, trying to confirm their little team-up is still a thing. Looking straight at our hero, his sister gets super protective and jealous, basically warning everyone else to back off her brother's promises. But the young man's eyes are just burning with focus, cause the prize for this test is the key to leveling up his power. The seniors are totally looking down on them, not even seeing the 5 freshmen as a real challenge. Our boy Lucas starts giving out commands, real cold and calculated, clearly trying to get that one annoying girl away from him. But nope, 2 girls immediately demand to be on his team, turning a strategy session into straight-up personal drama. While he's gently telling his sister it'll be okay, he steps up to take the most dangerous hit himself, making sure she stays safe. Then this super cocky sophomore steps forward. He calls out the entire group, basically laughing at how weak they are. Driven by pride, Sophia accepts the challenge, ready to show him what she's got. Smash that like button if you're rooting for Sophia. But this arrogant senior just mocks her guts, summoning a massive, deadly-looking praying mantis. Then, this flirty demon vibe girl, Vanessa, picks the wildest-looking freshman as her opponent. Brandon, with this totally unhinged look in his eyes, accepts her challenge, promising he's not gonna hold back at all. Then another sophomore summons this epic thunder lion, and its whole body is literally crackling with pure energy. With this twisted smile, she tells her opponent to bring the pain, like, as much as possible. It's intense. With only 3 of them left, Lucas and his crew coldly check out their last 2 opponents. A super stylish senior challenges Lucas over something totally ridiculous, his hairstyle. Seriously, while the senior mean girls are busy looking down on the freshmen, our guy just accepts the fight like it's a joke. Burning with envy, the last enemy on their team swears she's gonna destroy anyone who dares to be cuter than her. The pettiness is off the charts. Oh my god, the whole hall is just filled with groans and people cussing. So many salty losers are lamenting their epic fail, and this one girl is literally bawling her eyes out. And for real, if her bestie wasn't there to hug her, she would have had a complete meltdown. Her friends trying to be like, girl, chill, we knew we were gonna get kicked out of this messed up game eventually. Meanwhile, the instructor is just scanning the crowd with this super cold, judgy look, basically separating the winners from the wannabes in this massive stream of losers. Then, out of nowhere, Mr. Davis shows up and is like, hold up, I've got my own special test for all you rejects. And you already know. The drama immediately kicks off. The mentors start beefing about how savage the whole selection process is, but they finally find a way to compromise. The new teacher, Mr. Davis, with this super gentle smile, he's like, hey, let's give another chance to the kids who have basically lost all hope. And just like that, 2 completely different vibes meet, and a little spark of a final shot flares up in the room. This is getting good. The main instructor's voice just booms through the hall, announcing a whole new test for everyone who didn't make the top 10. The mood instantly flips from total despair to absolute hype. And you can just feel it, fam. The fire of insane hope for some kind of miracle is lighting up everyone's hearts. Our boy, the new kid on the block, gathers up all his willpower and swears he's gonna survive this next round. And he gets totally wrecked. His opponent just smirks and calls him a loser, but real talk, even after losing, the senior dude is kind of blown away by our guy's insane endurance. Then this super arrogant sophomore, who probably lives at like 90210 Beverly Hills, starts trashing the new geniuses, calling them all pathetic copycats. Then this one girl just snaps. She starts screaming at the newbies, telling them to stop their whining and get back to training. You can tell the instructor's just trying to humble these cocky newcomers to make them push for more. Tough love, right? Yo, check the broadcast screen. One of the freshmen is still in there fighting like his life depends on it. And get this, he's got a freaking giant, furious warhorse made of pure crystal. The power level is off the charts. But then plot twist. Our hero just gives up. His Ice Maiden thingy is looking at him all confused. The instructor is so hyped, though, basically screaming with joy that the test is over because he's seen enough geniuses for one day, lol. The mentors are watching this whole thing in total awe, seeing our hero as like the embodiment of every great master ever. Mr. Davis is literally screaming Lucas's name. He's so delighted. He's like, I found a talent that's beyond all my expectations. But his colleague just cools his jets with a smirk, reminding him about the rules and the way things work here at Westbrook Academy. The defeated second-year student is taking his L really hard, like he just can't process what happened. Bro is totally bugging out. Our hero's sister is cheering like crazy, celebrating their victory and her brother's incredible strength. And the new ally, she's completely shook, finally realizing the true scope of Lucas's power, which she totally slept on. Sophia, devastated by his loss, turns all that grief into some fierce motivation to get stronger. But now, rumors about a rookie beating a sophomore are starting to spread like wildfire. And honestly, it sounds so crazy that the other students think it's just a lie. Even though Lucas won, the seniors are still looking down on him, refusing to recognize his strength. What a bunch of haters. With an ice-cold grin, Lucas challenges all three of them, ready to prove he's on a whole other level. And immediately, a senior's furious attack comes flying right at him. But Lucas just meets it with this chilly calm, like he's totally unbothered. The mentors freak out and interrupt the fight to save what's left of the humiliated second year's reputation. Oh my god! The teacher announces the test is over, recognizing only one clear winner. The defeated sophomore is absolutely fuming, promising some brutal revenge after graduation. The tea is peeping hot, y'all. Our hero just accepts his hatred with this disarming smile, which makes his enemy even more psycho. Then, he's just enveloped in this insane flame of reward. He can feel his body and spirit getting a major upgrade, leveling up for real. The system basically declares his victory, and the gates of Westbrook Academy officially swing open for him. Let's go. His loyal companions also get a power boost, becoming even more deadly. When he comes back to reality, he drops to his knees, and the crowd just parts in amazement. A true legend is born. This one super sharp ally walks up to him, sensing that his real strength is still a secret. She gets all flirty and playfully offers to spill her secrets, but only after the exam is over. Ooh la la! The instructor's commanding voice just shatters the silence, and his words are about to drop a fateful decision on everyone in the room. You could hear a pin drop, a finger points into the crowd, and the name of the new freshman leader echoes through the room, causing total shock and surprise. The face of the former leader is just twisted with rage and humiliation, because for that guy, this defeat is a personal insult. Even the mentors are doubting if the outcome was fair, because the real winner stayed in the shadows the whole time, but the instructor just coldly reminds everyone that the rules are ruthless and only the points you earn actually matter. The crowd is totally divided. So, what do you guys think? Drop a comment below. Was that a fair call or did our boy get robbed? And don't forget to smash that like button. So the final whistle blows, separating the absolute legends from the ones who gotta face one last, brutal test. And get this, our hero's sister is right there, dishing out hugs to her friends, giving him that last little bit of hope for a comeback. Then, you won't believe this, the dude who was hating on him before comes crawling back, all sheepish, admitting our boy is the real deal. He literally drops to his knees, begging, and I mean begging, to be his student. Talk about a total 180. But our hero, ice cold. He just shoots him down with a look, completely shattering that guy's dreams into a million tiny pieces right in front of everyone. The second-hand embarrassment is real. He just twists the knife like, sorry, no room for second place here, making it 1,000 times more humiliating. The dude just looks absolutely crushed and bolts out of there, completely disgraced, while our guy just watches him go. Savage. To break the super awkward tension, his sis is like, okay, enough drama. We need to celebrate your massive W. Our boy is totally wiped from the fight, so he's all for it, just wanting to chill for a sec in this crazy new world. Then his sister gets this brilliant idea. Let's just stay out all night in New Haven City and party. He just gives her this warm smile, which is basically a heck yeah, promising a little break from the chaos. But then bam, reality hits. He realizes that epic win didn't come with a fat check. My man is trying so hard not to have a full-blown panic attack when his sister suggests dinner. But just as he's sweating, they spot a sign on some joint down on 4th Street, Beastmasters Eat Free. He just freezes. Like, wait, for real? So they walk into this insane cafe where literal monsters and people are just kicking back, eating together like it's no big deal. Our hero's mind is completely blown. His sister is all hyped, saying they gotta get treats for their pets too, 'cause they totally earned it. Then her eyes land on his ice maiden, and her jaw hits the floor at its insane glow-up. Our hero just plays it cool with a smile like, oh, our bond is just getting stronger, totally dodging the whole conversation about the secret system he's using. She immediately grabs a menu, dreaming about all the cool stuff she's gonna learn from him. But then, our boy sees the prices and breaks into a cold sweat. He can't even afford a side of fries. Yikes. Meanwhile, his sister, totally clueless about his internal meltdown, starts ordering all the most expensive, bougie-esque dishes on the menu. All this fancy food starts arriving, smelling incredible, which only makes our hero's wallet cry even harder. His brain is going into overdrive, trying to figure a way out, and honestly, the thought of a dine and dash is looking pretty good right now. The waitress dropping that huge bill on the table was the final nail in the coffin. It was a total disaster, but just in the nick of time, his sister whips out her own cash, saving the day with a smile. What a legend, walking out into the New Haven City night, all the lights just feel different, It's like the start of a whole new life, packed with adventure and, let's be real, a ton of danger. The sister is so stoked about studying and living in this massive city, but our hero, all he can think is, I need to start making some serious bank, like yesterday. Then, out of nowhere, their attention gets snagged by this sketchy-looking underground arena where monsters are going at it for a cheering crowd. In the ring is this undefeated, four-armed monster that is pure nightmare fuel. Its roar literally shakes the building, but then they announce the crazy huge prize money for beating it, and you can just feel a spark of hope in the air. A fire just ignites in our hero's eyes. He summons his demon pet, looking at this whole bloody scene like it's a giant, flashing ATM sign just for him. But here's the kicker. The arena has a strict no magic rule. This is all about raw, physical power, a true test of grit. He turns to his sister with this wicked grin and goes, "Wanna watch me get rich?" He's totally ready to cash in on this golden opportunity. Never look a gift horse in the mouth, right? But he's not an idiot. He's already doing the mental math and knows he's got to power up his demon sidekick if he wants to survive, let alone win. So he sinks almost all his points into the stone spirit, unlocking some insane, new third-tier power. But damn, he's quickly learning that climbing to the top in this world costs a fortune. Every level up is a major investment. His sister sees the sudden power surge and is completely floored. She can't believe her eyes. Like, how did your pet get so jacked all of a sudden? He just jokes, must have been that 5-star dinner, hiding the true grind behind the power-up. Honestly, her faith in him is all the support he needs. Just then, the announcer's voice booms across the arena, announcing a mysterious new challenger has entered the ring. The announcer looks absolutely furious, like he can't believe the nerve of this random kid and his weird rock monster. The whole crowd starts booing and throwing insults, but they have no idea they're just hyping him up even more. Let the haters be your motivators, Smash that like button if you agree. The reigning champ, the Crusher Sam, gives him a cold warning, basically saying, if you get wrecked, that's on you, bro. Our hero just hits him back with a killer smile and says, just do me a favor and don't hold back. Oh man, his chill vibe just makes the champ even angrier. He probably thinks our boy has a death wish. Then they sign the life or death contract, and that's it. This is the point of no return in this crazy, bloody game. Alright, so the announcer goes full-on beast mode, and boom, the fight is on. And get this, they bring out this insane four-armed monster that looks like it's ready to wreck a whole city block. And bam! One lightning zap and the stone demon gets absolutely yeeted across the arena. Talk about a total flex, my dude. That was just disrespectful. Yo, the demon is caught, legit trapped in this monster's muscle cage. And then crunch. The four-armed freak just slams him into the floor. Oof, you could feel that from the cheap seats. The sound of rock just shattering echoes everywhere. And the champ is just soaking it all in, loving the chaos. 'Cause in this ring, it's all about who hits the hardest, no cap. Our hero gets it, though. He knows the messed up rules of this arena are totally rigged for his overconfident opponent. It's a setup, for real. The stone demon is just getting pummeled, like nonstop, and the crowd, they're laughing their heads off, which is so messed up. You can see the pure panic on his sister's face. Big yikes. So, our guy knows his faithful demon is about to get wrecked. It's a total mismatch. He decides to go for a Hail Mary, like a super risky play that could end it all. He's literally putting everything on the line to unlock some hidden power. Then he starts trash-talking his own demon. It's super harsh, like a challenge to push him to the absolute edge of life and death. And it works. The demon gets so pissed it just snaps. The stone armor explodes off, and whoa, a whole new, terrifying form emerges in the middle of the arena. This is some next-level glow-up, y'all. They're calling it the Demon General. And losing the armor? It wasn't a weakness. It was a power-up granting insane speed. The champion's face is just pure shock and disbelief. Yeah, the champ's whole world just came crashing down in a second. The Demon General is a blur, landing a flurry of crushing hits on the giant before he can even blink, and for the first time ever, that four-armed monster is actually feeling pain. His body is shaking with a mix of rage and total humiliation. You love to see it, but time's running out on the transformation. Our hero is screaming at his demon to end this twisted game. With one last epic blow, the new form vanishes, but yo, the demon leveled up to a new 4th level. Let's go. The champion is totally horrified. He cannot believe his invincible monster just got clapped. Then there's this bright flash of light that blinds everyone, and our hero realizes something is seriously wrong. The whole crowd is just like, wait, what just happened? Nobody can process it. Some new kid from out of nowhere just winning. That seems totally unthinkable. Then the announcer gets on the mic, totally fuming, and yells disqualification, accusing our boy of using forbidden skills. What a clown. But his sister isn't having it. She steps up for him, proving that the transformation wasn't magic. He just took off his armor. But the sore loser champ swears that bastard isn't getting a single penny. The losing champ then offers a new fight, one-on-one, winner takes all. He's got this psycho grin on his face because a challenge from this brat is a huge insult to his precious honor. The host is shocked but announces the crazy event. A total newcomer is challenging the freestyle wrestling champion himself. Man, the hype is absolutely real. And the crowd goes absolutely wild. They live for this drama. This is the blood and spectacle they came to see. The tension in the arena is insane. If you're hyped for this fight, smash that like button. Our hero just turns to his demon and gently promises him, "Don't worry, buddy. Now I'm gonna show them my real power." Chills? Literal chills. The announcer, respecting the newcomer's crazy courage, officially starts the fight, and the crowd just roars. The champion just smirks back, totally ready to turn this into a bloodbath for entertainment. Meanwhile, outside the arena, probably in the parking lot near the New Haven Stadium, this girl is getting all jealous, grilling her friend about why he's so into the fight. He angrily hits her with the ultimate friend zone bomb. "You're like a sister to me." Ouch. That just shattered all her hopes. The poor guy's heart is torn apart by jealousy and feeling worthless. The girl's cold shoulder leaves him all alone with his broken hopes and crushed pride. Being alone in some dark alley off Main Street only fuels his thirst for revenge, which is now his only goal. But then a sudden scream for help cuts through the silence, and he sees the girl trapped by some nightmarish fire beast. The drama never stops. Forgetting his own pain, The young man rushes in to help without a second thought, knocking the monster away. He leans over to check on the stranger he just rescued, but she whispers in terror that the horror isn't over yet. The guy's eyes dart up to a mysterious silhouette on a nearby roof, and he realizes they are definitely not alone out here. A stranger in a hoodie steps out of the shadows. He asks about the monster, but his question sounds like a straight-up threat. The mysterious guy's cryptic words make him question everything he thought he knew about good and evil. Our guy clenches his fists, ready for another battle, because the stranger's words are giving off major bad vibes. Seriously, drop a comment below with your theories on who this is, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. So, get this, some mysterious dude pops up and starts spilling the tea about how these poor abandoned pets are just lonely, not the monsters everyone thinks they are. But then this hot-headed warrior, Trevor, just loses it and attacks. He's all like, "I'm here to protect everyone, humans and pets." Then he gets super cocky, telling the mystery guy he should just surrender now to avoid getting totally wrecked. Okay, so the mystery dude and his spooky beast get a bad vibe and try to bounce, but plot twist, their escape route is blocked. This little fire wolf just explodes with rage, like full-on rage mode activated. And boom, it morphs into this huge, unstoppable beast. The stranger just grins and is like, "LOL, you thought I was running? Nah, I was looking for you guys. Let's see what you've really got." The sheer power of this fire monster has Trevor and his pet absolutely shook, like they're frozen solid. Meanwhile, the crowd watching this whole thing from the bleachers is going absolutely nuts. They're all screaming for their champ to totally demolish this new guy. But wait, we spot two girls in the crowd, whispering good luck to the legendary Lucas, totally biting their nails. So, their champion, this dude they call the Crusher Sam, is just reliving all his past KOs, getting ready to add another body to his list. Our boy Lucas is just chilling, coldly sizing up the guy's strength. And get this, the dude's built like he's got twice the strength of a normal person. The Crusher is actually shocked that his scary as heck reputation isn't making this kid pee his pants. With this super smug grin, he tells Lucas to take the first shot, clearly not seeing him as a threat at all. Even the announcer is like, "Dude, you better not wait, or this fight could seriously be your last." But the Crusher is just soaking up the glory, flexing for the crowd and getting ready to put on a super messy show. And then bam, one lightning-fast punch completely shuts him up, literally stamping his cocky smile right onto the arena floor. The fallen giant's eyes are just frozen. You guys, all you can see is pure shock and like humiliating confusion. The announcer is screaming into the mic, totally freaking out, because who knocks out the legendary The Crusher Sam with one punch? Trying to save face, the announcer starts making up fake rules, trying to disqualify Lucas for, I don't know, being too awesome? But Lucas just gives him one icy death stare and the guy shuts up real quick, scrambling to fix his mistake. The announcer's voice cracks as he screams out the name of the new undisputed winner, Luke Cha-Ching. That sweet prize money notification hits his phone, and you can just feel the relief. But then, some familiar voices cut through all the noise, and look who it is. It's his sister and his new ally, Sophia, running right up to him. The pink-haired girl is looking at him with her jaw on the floor, totally stunned by his secret power. Ooh, and here's the drama, y'all. His sister is giving them the ultimate side-eye, totally sensing that their little connection is way more than just friends. Sophia, with this playful little smile, reminds him of their forced partnership that's, clearly turning into something more. She introduces herself all flirty, basically blurring all the lines between them. She's pretty much announcing that this is the start of a whole new chapter for them. Then she totally throws him for a loop by offering to help him unlock his new ability. And the price for this insane power-up? Just friendship. Wink, wink. Knowing this is a big deal, Lucas is like, okay, we can't talk here, and pulls them away to find somewhere private, maybe back at his place on Main Street in New Haven City. So they get into the room and, awkward. You know that vibe when it's just one guy and two girls, and no one knows what to say? Yeah, that's what's happening. Lucas gives Sophia the signal, and she starts spilling all the secrets about his crazy strength. She explains she has this gift of So the sister is totally starstruck for like 2 seconds, but then she flips a switch to total business mode, asking, okay, that's lit, but how do I actually times this thing? Then it gets all mysterious, like a midnight run to a speakeasy in Austin. Just a simple close your eyes, and suddenly it's this whole sketchy ritual. The sister's jealousy was about to flare up, but she had to squash it. She's like, ugh, fine, reluctantly agreeing to trust the process just to see if it's for real. Meanwhile, the other girl's heart is beating like a drum solo, totally hyped to get a look inside his soul. But hold up, her psychic GPS hits a weird signal. She finds something totally out of left field, a third times pet, and it's a creature she's never seen before. An image of some insane fusion pops into her head, the combined might of his crew all rolled into one. Bro, the word fusion lands like a bombshell, and the totally shook look on our hero's face is all the confirmation she needs. It's like, gotcha. He's so busted. Sophia's gotta admit, her powers are still kinda in beta testing. She's like, I'm only getting fuzzy signals like bad cell service in Shadow Creek Canyon. Then, with a super awkward smile, she basically tags the sister in. Like, your turn. She even hints that you gotta get up close and personal for it to work. She's all, it's the only way to tap into that hidden potential. You gotta get a direct line to the soul, you feel me? Yo, a light literally flashes in her eyes and she dives into his mind, hunting for answers. But then she recoils like she just saw a ghost, leaving the sister standing there completely clueless and shook. What in the world did she see? Smash that like button if you're dying to know. Okay, so she's totally bugging out on the inside but plays it cooler than a cucumber, lying that she saw nada, just some spooky shadows and, like, hidden potential. But for real, she's got this super bad vibe she can't shake. She decides to zip it about the freaky omen she saw. Instead, she's all playful, like, oh my god, guys, it's super late, totally fishing for an excuse to have a sleepover at their place on 123 Maple Street. Then, with this sly little grin, she just announces, welp, guess I'm crashing here tonight, leaving them zero choice in the matter. Her happy little squeal is the perfect crazy end to the day, making them this new, totally weird little family. Our boy is up all night, stuck between two girls, and let me tell you, the situation is AWK Ward. We're talking next level cringe, man. He's totally stressing about how to get his pets to vibe together, 'cause they need to fuse. Flash forward 10 days, and bam, the epic gates of Westbrook Academy swing open for all the hopeful new students. The hype is real. The whole crowd is just swarming the posting boards, frantically looking for their names on the class lists. You can practically taste the excitement in the air. It's nuts. Our hero's eyes are just flying across the list, and he's holding his breath, searching for just one name his. Suddenly, his sister lets out this massive scream of joy that cuts through all the noise. Guess what? They're in the same class again. But hold up, the happy vibes get totally wrecked when Sophia shows up out of nowhere. Now his sister has to share her brother with her #1 rival. This is gonna be pure drama. Yo, Trevor shows up looking like he just got into a brawl in a back alley. The dude is seriously messed up. He starts spinning this dark story about some sketchy people he ran into, hinting that Westbrook Academy has some major skeletons in its closet. Meanwhile, lurking in the shadows like a total creeper is the dude he defeated, Brandon. And oh my god, his heart is just burning for revenge. You can tell he's already planning a whole cinematic comeback massacre. The beef between these two is still sizzling, you guys, promising another epic showdown. But for now, it's a happy reunion for the squad, celebrating that they all made it through the challenge. So, they might have gotten placed in a class that's kinda mid, but the girls are still beaming with pride. I mean, they made it in, and that's what counts. Then this super intense administrator lays down the law. It's gonna be a 3-year grind where the only rule is to train nonstop. There will be constant tests to weed out the weak, and the threat of getting kicked out is hanging over every single student. But get this, they announce a massive scholarship for the best students, and suddenly everyone's eyes light up with greed. You can almost see the dollar signs. For our hero, though, this is literally his only shot at buying a top-tier pet to hit his goals. Then, the instructor drops another bomb. There's a special project, and it's mandatory for everyone. The plot is getting juicy. They're talking virtual battles, people, a whole digital universe for endless fighting and leveling up. But wait for it. The real horror story is just beginning. Turns out their enemies are going to be every single beastmaster in the entire country. The ranking system is brutal. You gotta claw your way up from bronze, through silver, all the way to gold. Our hero knows he needs to upgrade his stone spirit, like yesterday. That's when a total light bulb goes off in his head. He realizes the ultimate cheat code to being invincible is fusing his pets. The second that class ends, he has one mission: dive headfirst into those virtual battles. Let's go. Suddenly, my dude is Mr. Popular. Students are mobbing him, begging him to join their clubs and be their new best friends forever. What do you guys think he should do? Drop a comment below. But nah, he turns down even the best offers. He's on a solo mission to the top. Then, the whole crowd goes dead silent as the elite club members roll up, dripping with this aura of power. Their leader, a seriously scary second year named Luhan, just stares down our cocky newcomer, clearly intrigued. And plot twist. Our hero's buddy looks over and is totally shook, recognizing one of the elite dudes. He definitely wasn't expecting to see him rolling with that crew. They make him an offer that seems impossible to refuse. And my guy rejects it with a polite smile. The elites are absolutely floored. I guess no one's ever had the guts to say no to them before. The humiliated recruiter completely loses his cool and starts screaming threats, basically turning himself into our hero's new arch-nemesis. Talk about being a sore loser. Smash that like button if you think that guy is a total tool. But our boy's reaction? An ice-cold stare. He's completely unbothered, showing that those pathetic threats mean nothing to him. He doesn't care about making enemies. He believes in one thing: survival of the fittest. The futuristic virtual battle arena is mind-blowing, you guys. It's massive and promises endless fights. They take their positions, and the real world just melts away into a digital playground of infinite possibilities. And you better believe his sister is right there with him. She is so determined to keep up with her brother, no matter how dangerous this path gets. She's a real one, so there's a ridiculous number of players, and his starting rank is basically in the gutter, but honestly that just makes him even more hungry for a fight. He's ready to start climbing that ladder. The first big goal? Break into the top 10,000. It's an absolute meat grinder in there. And for his first virtual battle, he's up against some seriously cocky opponent in a peaceful, sun-drenched field. Oh, the irony is just delicious. So this rando is giving our boy the stink eye, looking at him like he's just some fresh meat, an easy win. He's already tasting that sweet victory, 'cause running into a noob at the start of the season is like finding a $20 bill on the sidewalk. Then, poof, he summons this gnarly-looking boar with these massive tusks into the arena. Our guy just rolls his eyes, totally unimpressed, realizing this dude's whole strategy is based on a weak pet. But hold up. The whole vibe shifts when our hero drops a third-rank stone demon onto the field, and suddenly, it's not looking so one-sided anymore. The tea is piping hot, y'all. The enemy's victory screech gets stuck in his throat when he sees the massive level gap. One absolute smackdown later, and that ferocious boar is basically a squeaky toy. Oof. The look on the enemy's face is priceless, a total mask of horror. His whole world just crumbled faster than a cookie in milk. Not even giving him a sec to process, the demon just unloads on him, and you can see our hero's ranking just skyrocket. The beatdown just keeps coming, pushing his score up and up and up. Every single opponent he crushes is just another step on his ladder to the top. Fast forward 2 days, and boom, he's broken into the top 100,000, and his pets are on a whole other level of power. Man, all those grueling battles are taking a toll, so he decides to tap out for a quick break. Back in the real world, he sees his sister, Lily, and then gets a notification that's about to stir up some major drama. And speak of the devil, his main rival, Brandon, the self-proclaimed king of the freshmen, just shows up. You could cut the tension with a knife. Brandon just smirks, talking trash about how persistent our boy is. Thinking he's the hottest thing since sliced bread, he starts bragging about his own record, completely clueless that he's about to get publicly humiliated. Oh, this is gonna be good. The look of shock on Lily's face melts into pure hype when she sees her brother has already smoked his rival's score. Brandon's face goes from cocky to crushed when he sees the scoreboard on his phone. Absolutely wrecked. Lily then starts complaining about how her own rating is totally stuck and asks for some big bro advice on picking a second pet. His surprise is so real, it just shows how deep in the zone he was climbing the ranks. She gets all huffy, reminding him she's the only one from their class at Westbrook Academy who even passed the insane qualifier. You can see the gears turning in her head. She's already scheming on how to find the perfect sidekick for her Firebird. With a super sweet smile, he's like, "I got you." He promises to help her out, cause his secret knowledge about pet evolutions is basically a cheat code. Lily gets super excited and suggests they hit up the pet store down on Elm Street this weekend. Then, out of nowhere, he asks Grace to go train with him, and literally everyone just freezes. You can practically see the jealousy sparking in Lily's eyes as she straight up asks what's really times going on between them. But before he can answer, another girl grabs him and whispers something that totally kills the mood, hinting that some serious trouble is brewing. She gives him a gift that exposes a messed up secret. Their whole squad is being targeted by some mystery attacker. Who is this psycho? No one knows. The questions are just hanging in the air, leaving our hero totally in the dark and us on the edge of our seats. What do you guys think is happening? Drop your theories in the comments. Her words about pets getting demonized sound like a super ominous warning about some crazy new threat we've never seen before. She's freaking out because the future she saw for her sister is somehow tied to this dark energy. Shaking off all the weird vibes, our guy sets a new, absolutely insane goal for himself: break into the top 10,000. Let's go. His Ice Maiden is just a whirlwind of destruction in the arena, wrecking enemies left and right and getting him closer to that goal. Meanwhile, some creepy stalker is watching his every move, literally studying his profile like it's a final exam. The psycho grin on this dude's face says it all. The game of cat and mouse is over, it's go time. Suddenly, our hero gets teleported to this burnt-out desert, and guess who's waiting for him? Some new enemy in a freaky mask. Our boy's just like, can I help you? With maximum sarcasm, two crazy powerful 4th-rank beasts pop out of thin air, and you just know this is about to be a legendary fight. The hype is real. The arrogant opponent just scoffs, acting like having 2 pets is no big deal. But with ice in his veins, our dude accepts the challenge, summoning his own loyal companions for an even match. The absolute insane power coming off these 4th-ranked beasts makes him realize he's not just in a fight. He's facing the real deal, the absolute elite of Westbrook Academy. The masked creep smirks, admitting our hero's climb up the ranks has been fast, but his tone is dripping with threats. He calls all his past wins just playing with scrubs. He promises to show him what a real elite-level fight looks like. But our guy is so over the trash talk. He just cuts him off like, "Are we gonna do this or what? Let's get this battle started already." The mystery dude promises to show him a power level so insane he won't stand a chance. His fish beast unleashes a legit tsunami at them, a wall of water that could blot out the sky. But the Ice Maiden is a queen. She casually throws up an impenetrable ice wall, blocking the whole deadly attack like it was nothing. In return, the armored turtle fires back with a hail of razor-sharp spikes. This is epic. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what happens next. He's not even giving them a second to breathe. Bro goes full-on demon mode, straight up dancing on a knife's edge while dodging this insane hailstorm of thorns. The enemy's turtle goes into fight mode, turning into a freaking spinning top of total destruction. But the Ice Maiden pops up an unbreakable shield, just tanking the whole furious attack like an absolute unit. And her comeback? Oh my god. She turns the entire battlefield into a frozen hellscape of whirlpools and meteors. The masked dude has to give her props, you can tell. But there's like zero fear in his voice. The nerve. Our boy Lucas realizes that just playing defense is a one-way ticket to getting wrecked. You can practically see the big brain plan forming in his head. Then the mystery villain announces the times real-times test is just starting and pulls out his ace in the hole. Get this, his 2 beasts start to literally melt and fuse into one disgusting, nightmarish sludge monster. This new mutated thing rises up from the ground, giving off an aura of pure terror and destruction. A huge mud ball comes flying at them, and they have like seconds to not get flattened. With a legit battle cry, Lucas unleashes the full power of his absolute zero zone, bracing for the final attack. It's go time, people. His Ice Maiden summons a literal mountain of ice from the ground, a fortress of pure cold. The mudball smashes into the ice barrier, causing a deadly avalanche of sharp, frozen shards. But the masked enemy just laughs. He's like, "That's cute, because this lame defense is nothing against his sneaky tactics." The mudball was secretly a high-temp water bomb and it melts the ice instantly. Talk about showing them their efforts were totally pointless. A new attack comes out of nowhere, catching them by surprise, and Lucas realizes his main defense is completely gone. In the last possible second, he shoves his Ice Maiden out of the way, taking the full force of the explosion himself. But wait, the enemy suddenly says, it was all just a test. A test? A test which he apparently passed with flying colors. You can see the pure rage and humiliation on the Ice Maiden's face, but she has to swallow this L. Even with the loss, Lucas doesn't see it as an ending, but as a chance to get way stronger. His whole sacrifice play for his beast didn't go unnoticed either. It totally caught the eye of the mysterious boss. The question of what was the point of all that is just hanging in the air, and you can see Lucas looking over at his companion, totally worried. Then, an unexpected offer drops. Join the symbiosis team and unlock his hidden potential. He tries to figure out what this shady group is really about, but all he gets is an ultimatum. With a super cheeky smile, our boy Lucas rejects the offer flat out. He chooses to be a lone wolf instead of someone's puppet. What a legend! Smash that like button if you respect the hustle. The masked dude respectfully takes the no, promising they'll meet again. Lucas's boldness and straight-up swagger is turning heads, and now other players are watching his every move. Then, an unexpected run-in with Brandon throws a whole new wrench in his plans. The rookie leader is giving Lucas this look of pure disgust, like he's trash. He swears he's gonna make Lucas pay for the humiliation. Then he storms off, all like, "I'll handle this myself," and you can just feel a storm brewing. The drama is real, y'all. Lucas can't stop thinking about those mysterious henchmen though. Their real motives are a total mystery. He knows that doing nothing could lead to disaster, so he decides to squeeze every last drop of info out of the enemy. The power level gap between his beasts is also becoming a major issue that needs a fix. Like right now, the materials he needs for the evolution are ridiculously expensive, leaving him in a totally desperate spot. Then, out of nowhere, Trevor, the guy he beat before, shows up with news, catching Lucas completely by surprise. Lucas decides to use this as a chance to find the rare upgrade materials. Hearing he needs rare stones, his new student Trevor is all too eager to help out. The sheer amount of stuff he needs leaves him in shock. Like, not even some rich dude from a mansion on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills could afford all this. A sudden light bulb goes off for Trevor. He knows a place to find these treasures and offers to be the guide. And so, they head off to the mysterious Spirit Mountain, a place packed with danger and untold riches. Okay, so check it. There are these rifts in space that lead to other worlds, and crazy powerful beasts just pour through them. This has been happening for decades. Groups and universities have been controlling these fault lines, farming endless resources from them. But there are still some wild, undeveloped, super deadly areas that even the bravest players are too scared to enter. You can see the doubt creeping in on Lucas. The risk is insane with zero guarantees, but Trevor just shoots him this sly smile and assures him that this secret info was super hard to get. The creepy glow from the rift proves he's not lying. There's definitely some priceless treasure hidden in there. So, Lucas hypes up his new companion and just marches resolutely toward the unknown. But his new friend? LOL. He's totally freaking out. Fear is gripping him hard. What do you guys think they'll find in there? Drop your wildest theories in the comments. And yo, his buddy totally starts tweaking, trying to talk our boy Lucas out of this insane plan. But Lucas, cool as a cucumber, just tells him to bounce, 'cause this path ain't for the faint of heart for real. So Lucas just clenches his fist, takes a step forward and owns it. This is his one shot to make things right, you know? And seeing that confidence totally amps up his friend. I mean, with a bro like Lucas, they could take on anything. They stumble into this cave loaded with crystals. It's like hitting a free-for-all jackpot at a warehouse down on 45th Street in Brooklyn. But then, Lucas gets this super bad vibe, like his spidey senses are going off, and bam! A massive crystal tiger just slides out of the shadows, giving them the ultimate death stare. Oof, his buddy starts sweating, side-eyeing his own pet like, you sure you got this? And with so much attitude in his voice, he snaps back, don't you dare underestimate my beast, which then proceeds to just inhale times the entire tiger. He's got this smug grin like, told ya, and now all they gotta do is wait for digestion. Easy peasy, right? LOL, not so fast. His victory lap gets cut short when his pet just coughs up the tiger, totally fine and not even a little digested. Lucas isn't even mad. He's just shook that his friend can apparently talk to animals. And get this, the crystal tiger starts laughing. Actually laughing. The whole scene just went from intense to absolutely ridiculous. What is even happening? Now, his friend is in full-blown panic mode, realizing his monster is basically useless here. So Lucas, ever the strategist, orders him to dump all the loot to make a run for it. You can literally see the war happening in his friend's eyes, greed versus fear. He really doesn't want to let go of that easy cash. I mean, who would? Lucas, with ice in his veins, is like, bro, chill. There are way bigger treasures ahead if you just drop this worthless junk. He knows the real prizes are guarded by way gnarlier creatures, and just like that, a gigantic stone snake bursts through the crystal floor and snatches his friend. Yikes. Oh snap. It was a trap. Now they're surrounded by a whole crew of these creepy, cowardly things. But Lucas, my man, is already cooking up a plan to use their own cowardice to wreck him. The pet gets dragged into this crystal pit and its owner, totally losing it, dives in right after, only to get himself trapped too. What a mess. You just hear his last scream for help before it's drowned out by the sound of shifting crystals. Lucas is safe behind some crazy barrier, but his stone demon is left to face the enemy all alone. The crystal snake coils around the stone demon, trying to put the squeeze on it with its icy grip. His friend is just watching, totally clueless. Like, dude, why isn't it going ghost mode right now? The fight is absolutely brutal, and the stone spirit is seriously getting wrecked by this powerful enemy. It is not looking good, you guys. His friend lets out this panic scream as he sees the snake getting ready for the finishing move. A massive ice storm just swirls around the demon, and it honestly looks like it's game over. But wait, it dawns on his friend, this was all a galaxy brain play by Lucas to get all the enemies in one spot. Oh, this is gonna be good. On Lucas's command, the demon unleashes a storm of crystals on the enemies, and the system literally pops up with crushing victory. Freed from the trap, his buddy runs over to Lucas, so hyped, but their celebration gets cut short by the most terrifying thing ever. Hundreds of hungry eyes staring at them from the darkness. Okay, I'm scared now. A scream of pure despair gets swallowed by the darkness as a whole horde of monsters closes in on our boys. But just when you think it's over, his friend sees Lucas, totally calm, just casually counting his enemies. That level of chill in the middle of chaos is just, wow. Let me know in the comments if you'd be freaking out or cool like Lucas. At the very last second, Lucas yanks his friend out of the jaws of death, saving him again. But the panic turns right back to horror when he realizes they're now surrounded by even bigger, meaner creatures. At Lucas's command, his Ice Maiden unleashes a volley of insane ice spikes on the enemies. The sheer terror makes his friend ask some deep, philosophical question he probably doesn't want the answer to. I mean, the only answer he needs is that every single monster they take down turns into priceless loot, getting them one step closer to the big prize. Ka-ching! Even after dropping a wild number of baddies, Lucas knows the main event is still coming. His saved friend, with actual tears in his eyes, is like, "You're my brother, man. For real." Ah, and just as they're having a moment, a massive explosion rocks the cave, and an even bigger stone snake erupts from the ground. You have got to be kidding me. A shriek of pure terror rips through the air as his buddy becomes target number one. Again, can this guy catch a break? The stone demon swoops in for another last-second save, knocking them out of the way of a deadly strike. And from the crystal depths, a new, even more psycho-looking enemy emerges, hungry for a fight. It's time for the real test. Y'all, Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what happens next. And bam! Just like that, a shadowfish pops up out of literally nowhere, rocketing towards the enemy like it's chugged 10 Red Bulls. Then the Ice Maiden is like, "You shall not pass," and straight up weaves this insane ice prison, totally locking the monster down. A double whammy elemental beatdown comes crashing down, leaving the poor guy absolutely zero chance. An explosion of pure energy just erupts, unlocking some brand new, never-before-seen power in the stone spirit. Wiping out that whole snake nest didn't just get them priceless loot, it was a massive sigh of relief. Yo, that hunt was a total win. Not only did they score some sick materials, but they basically leveled up. But of course, his buddy sees the treasure and just scrambles for it greedily, totally oblivious that someone's watching them in stealth mode. Then this shady character just materializes from the shadows, and his words are giving off major, creepy confession/threat vibes. Our hero is completely shook, demanding answers like, "Bro, how in the world do you know my name?" And that's when the sinister dude decides to drop his identity. With this evil little grin, the tension in the air gets thick enough to cut with a knife. The name Team Symbiosis echoes in the cave, and you can just see the recognition click in our hero's eyes. Oh, the drama. His friend's face just twists in fear cause he knows this group has a reputation darker than a goth's wardrobe. He's flashing back to a recent investigation, and it's all making sense. These are the bad guys. The stranger's devilish smile is all the confirmation they need. These are the dudes who've been snatching beasts from masters all over, from New York to L.A. Their whole "we're freeing the pet" speech is the biggest joke ever, and our hero knows he's up against some real evil. The radical group Symbiosis is here in all their dark and cringy glory. Their leader starts monologuing about some ancient catastrophe that supposedly changed the world forever and created all the wild beasts. Classic villain backstory. Am I right? He says the world got split between tameable beasts and the wild ones. The wild ones got majorly nerfed, becoming just a shadow of their old selves, basically the rejects of this new world. And humanity. They didn't just distance themselves. They built a whole cruel hierarchy, sorting everyone into 3 tiers. So messed up, their mission, according to him, is to tear down this injustice and be the punishing sword for this rotten world. Then he tries to recruit our hero, promising to unlock his hidden power and make him OP. All this talk about kings and evolution totally catches our boy off guard. This stranger from, like, some random alley in Austin, knows way too much. It's super sus. But he sees right through the lies, realizing it's just a cheap shot at his emotions. Even if there's some truth to it, our hero is not about to be a puppet in someone else's twisted game. His buddy is fuming, screaming that they're just a bunch of wolves in sheep's clothing, luring people into a trap. Spitting facts right there, but the symbiosis leader just laughs it off, like it's the funniest thing he's ever heard. He gets ready to show them his real power and just casually takes control of a giant stone snake to flex. The snake breaks free of its restraints and transforms, surrounded by this insane, ominous, demonic aura. The first step to its evolution is complete, apparently, and now they're not fighting a beast, they're fighting a straight-up monster. The sudden power-up and realizing that frickin' asterisk Trevor Times is there sends our hero into total shock. The symbiosis leader orders his new pet to go full power and destroy the unbelievers. Like, dude, chill with the cult leader vibes. What do you guys think? Is this villain trying too hard? Let me know in the comments. The Ice Maiden throws up a mirror barrier, but for real, can it handle that demonic power? His friend is already preparing for the end, regretting his life choices and fatal curiosity. So dramatic, but plot twist. Instead of a huge explosion, they just hear these awful groans of pain. Turns out that demonic transformation is actually excruciating torture for the snake. Yikes. Our hero's mind-blowing ability to actually understand what the beast is saying sends his companion into a state of shock. He's like a real-life Dr. Dolittle. The realization that their enemy talks a big game about equality but literally just enslaves the weak makes our hero explode with rage. He knows running is useless, so he orders his pets to attack, aiming right for the enemy's weak spot. The Ice Maiden charges into battle, but man, the power difference between her and the demon snake is just way too big. It's not even a fair fight. In this clash of the elements, Ice is getting totally wrecked by Earth. Without some kind of trump card, victory looks impossible. The demonic snake's roar just proves it's not just an animal anymore, but a creature filled with so much rage and pain. Our hero realizes this power is all wrong and is going to cause a huge backlash, so he decides to risk it all. He sinks all of his skill points into his own demon, unlocking a new final form, the Phantom General. This thing's speed is so off the charts it's basically lightning, but it's a total glass cannon super fragile. The final order sounds like a death sentence, and the Ice Maiden starts to synthesize, prepping for the final blow. Hit that share button, cause you are not gonna want to miss what happens next. Yo, hold up. These two powers just slammed together and cooked up some wild new technique, and our boy is completely shook. We're talking about an ice core made from two different elements. Like, for real? This thing is promising some next-level power and straight-up destruction. But he's clocking that to make this fusion work, it's not just about strength. His pets gotta have a vibe together. Their whole connection is super fragile, it's the key to winning, but it's also their biggest weak spot, and you already know the Ghost General zeroed in on that vulnerability instantly. With one massive hit, he shatters the ice prison, unleashing some serious fury. Our hero realizes their defense is not gonna hold up against this beatdown, and they are totally running out of time. The whole time, the bad guy is just kicking back, watching them fail with this smug look on his face, just soaking up his own awesomeness. Then it hits them, this dude is just playing with his food. He gets absolutely furious and screams for one last, desperate attack. All their hope is now riding on his buddy, who has to play decoy and buy them some precious time. You can see the pure shock and fear on his friend's face, cause being the bait is basically a death sentence. He lets out this desperate scream about not wanting to get wiped out, but no one can hear it, he's got no choice. Pushing past the terror, he orders his monster to charge in for a total suicide mission. A stream of nasty, corrosive acid just erupts from his pet's mouth. It's aimed right at the giant snake. But oh snap, the acid barely leaves a few smoking burns on its scales, and now the monster is just roaring in pain and rage. A massive ice blast rains down on the demonic snake, but even that insane power can't stop it. Our hero's furious shout isn't just an order, it's pure determination to win, no matter what. But wait, through all the noise of the battle, he hears a faint voice, and a little spark of hope just lights up inside him. What do you guys think the voice said? Drop your theories in the comments section. Get this. His companion translates the snake's pained roar, and they realize it's actually crying for help. Suddenly, they're feeling bad for the enemy. This unexpected plea for help just makes our hero freeze up. Cause now this ain't just a fight, it's a rescue mission. Focusing every ounce of his will, he starts pouring his energy into healing the suffering monster. So, taking down the demonic snake this way, and breaking the curse lands him some incredible rewards and achievements. Yo, if you think that's a cool twist, smash that like button. Freed from the dark magic, the snake turns back into its true crystal form. All the pieces are finally in place for the stone spirit to evolve, but the celebration is totally killed by this super heavy, bad vibe. Even though he won, he's just burning with anger, because he just stared true, unadulterated evil right in the face. And of course, the leader of the symbiosis crew shows up, clowning on his sad face, totally clueless about why he's so mad. This guy has the audacity to blame the Beast Masters at Westbrook Academy for being cruel, all to justify his own twisted actions. Our hero just claps back coldly, saying that in this messed up world, only the strong survive. And that's just the law of the jungle. With pure hatred in his voice, he calls out the hypocrisy of their whole ideology, saying it's built on nothing but lies. And his words totally hit home, because their whole fight for equality is just a scam to control the weak. Man, the shade he threw was a direct hit, no cap. He calls their whole crew a bunch of hypocrites. At that point, the conversation is over. The symbiosis leader, realizing he's lost, switches gears and starts making threats. He drops a hint about the hero's sister, Grace, who has soul magic, seeing her as the perfect leverage to control him. A flash of pure rage and fear just twists our guy's face, because he knows in that instant that Grace is in mortal danger. In a desperate move, he orders the Ice Maiden to attack, but the target is way too fast. The enemy just vanishes into the icy fog, leaving nothing but cold air and a gnawing sense of doom. Our hero sprints back to the Westbrook Academy campus, desperately searching for his sister, but she's nowhere. Not in her dorm on Campus Drive, not anywhere. Everyone, he asks, just shrugs, and you can just feel the despair crushing him. And to make things worse, his former ally, Sophia, is so consumed by jealousy she straight up refuses to help. But her companion, Trevor, sees how wrecked our hero is and decides to step in because there's way more at stake than some petty high school drama. Sophia lets out a desperate cry, realizing that the mysterious enemy's next target is going to be Grace. Remembering a recent conversation, she points to the only place Grace could be, the virtual battle room. It's the one spot they haven't checked yet. Not wanting to be left out, Sophia bolts after him without a second thought, ready to face whatever's coming. Honestly, the news that Grace is about to be attacked would make anyone's blood run cold. Pushing through his own pain, Trevor vows that he is not going to let another mistake happen again and rushes to help. Now, that's what you call a real friend. Make sure you share this with your squad. The empty room greets them with a chilling silence, and their desperate shouts for her just get swallowed by the echo. Then, out of nowhere, his main rival appears, bringing this creepy calm to all the chaos. Okay, so get this. The bad guy flashes the super punchable, toxic grin and tells our boy Lucas to beg for help. Like, the absolute audacity. And that, my friends, was the last straw. Lucas just snapped. He goes full-on rage mode, his hands going right for the dude's throat. But the villain, he's scared but he's slick, right? He drops his mask and sends Lucas on a wild goose chase to some random pet store over on Elm Street. What a troll. So Lucas is blowing up everyone's phone, but it's just radio silence. And that's when the dread hits him. He is totally on his own for this. Talk about a major oh crap moment. Meanwhile, in some creepy abandoned warehouse, down by the New Haven docks, Grace comes to, and you guys, she has no idea where she is. She wakes up to find herself tangled in these nasty red vines that are literally sucking the life out of her. Then two masked weirdos creep out of the shadows, and their whole vibe is just ominous. And they have the nerve to be all fake friendly, like, don't worry, we come in peace. Bro, you kidnapped her. That's the opposite of peaceful. They drop the word symbiosis and it sounds like a straight-up death sentence. Grace realizes in pure horror that she's been captured by some full-blown fanatics. Big yikes. She tries to summon her phoenix, her ace in the hole, but its flame does absolutely nothing to these vines. And get this, the more she struggles, the tighter they grip, causing this insane, unbearable pain. The leader of these kidnapper clowns then reveals his big trump card with a gross little smirk. Their poisonous demon has apparently already poisoned her. No, the drama is just off the charts. Grace knows the clock is ticking, so she starts demanding straight answers, anything to buy a little time. And the guy just spills all the tea. Their master plan is to use her power to destroy this unjust world. Talk about a major god complex. And dude, he knows her deepest secret, that she has a special soul that can basically transform pets into magical creatures. She tries to play dumb, but he just shatters her act because he knows everything. He even knows the power comes from her soul, not the phoenix. Wild. Her silence is the last straw for him, and he decides it's time to get a little more persuasive. The threat of special methods makes her scream in horror, but she still denies everything. What a queen. But just as things are getting super dark, a sudden cry for help cuts through the silence. And bam, it's Lucas, coming in like a total hero from the shadows. Grace just screams his name, so relieved you can feel it. Hope is officially back in the building, y'all. The appearance of this mysterious dog spirit totally catches the kidnappers off guard. They're like, who is this guy? This beast is completely off the association's radar, making it a brand new, unpredictable problem for them. This doggo has the unique ability to literally sense a target's energy, which makes him the perfect hunter in this shadow world. The kidnapper leader just smirks and is like, cool, I guess we'll tie him up too. The nerve of this guy, he's like, thanks for delivering yourself right to our lair. But Grace, in total desperation, yells a warning to her brother about the poisonous vines that can totally block soul energy. but his faithful companions are already jumping into the fight, unleashing a whole barrage of crushing blows on the enemy. The masked baddie reminds him that this isn't some virtual reality battle, and then he summons his own powerful beasts. Their combined attack creates this terrifying mess of water and earth that looks ready to just swallow everything in its path. With a super arrogant grin, he declares he's superior because his pets are already at the 4th rank. Even the Ice Maiden is feeling the heat from this thing. They're literally creating molten lava with their fusion attack. But Lucas? He just grins right back. Because for our boy, the 4th rank isn't the limit, it's just the next step on the ladder. Oh, it is on. In his hand, this primordial amber stone starts flashing. It's the final key to evolving his stone spirit. And with a roar that literally shakes the walls, his pets also hit rank 4, and the whole power balance just flips upside down again. A blinding flash of light erupts. It's evolution time, baby. Smash that like button if you're hyped for this. Wrapped in sick purple flames, the spirit of Earth is born right on the battlefield, looking ready to absolutely crush all his enemies. Grace's shock at his fast evolution turns into even bigger surprise, because this isn't even the beginning of his power. The masked enemy is horrified, totally unable to figure out why his own super tough beast is trembling with some crazy, unexplainable fear. With an icy calm, Lucas confirms that in this world, there's no room for holding back, totally hinting at his true power. The absolute flex on this guy is unreal. See, his earth spirit isn't just a pet, it's the embodiment of some ancient power that even stones bow down to. Its new ability, Earth Power, lets him control all stone creatures. It basically turns their own strength into their biggest weakness. Realizing he's been totally crushed, the enemy panics and orders a retreat, but he's not about to leave empty-handed. The poisonous vines become his last desperate weapon, turning Grace back into a helpless hostage. But she refuses to be a burden and just fights that poison with everything she's got. Her sheer determination is the last line of defense. And then, at the very last second, the demonic phoenix finally blazes to life and burns away the poisonous vines, saving her. What a clutch play! Freed from her trap, she screams to Lucas that they're okay and tells him to go catch those villains. Realizing the game is over, the bad guys retreat in a total panic, but not before leaving behind a nasty poison trap. Ugh, sore losers. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Yo, so their little poison pet spits out this gnarly fog cloud, trying to buy him some time to dip, and you know homeboy is absolutely losing it on his partner, 'cause his pet was a total bust. They're scrambling, panicking, and of course, they're blaming our hero like, it's all his fault we failed. The absolute nerve. Meanwhile, the Ice Queen is giving them the ultimate death stare from like, a mile away. You can feel that chill. Then she rolls up on the clowns they captured to start the interrogation. She's trying to get the tea on this special demonic soul and their whole grand plan. But these dudes are literally frozen stiff, just whimpering, taking all their secrets to the freezer. Our boy Lucas is over here bugging out, though. His mind keeps replaying all that creepy magic and the super weird connection he has with Grace. It's giving him major anxiety. For real. So Lucas gives him one last shot like spill everything and maybe you get to live. And the look in his eyes? Man, there's no doubt he means it. One lie and it's game over. And what do you know, one of the dudes totally cracks. Starts bawling and spilling everything about their little reject alliance. He's talking about this whole demonization thing and Grace's special soul, which makes her just freeze up, looking totally shook. She tries to deny it, blaming it on her fire phoenix. But like, nobody's buying that weak excuse. Then, plot twist. Their whole demon power-up isn't even them, it's just some magical artifact they found. That changes everything. So, the dude, in a last-ditch effort to save himself, offers up the artifact for his freedom. But Lucas ain't playing those games. He just gives his Ice Maiden the nod, and she starts the search. The icy pat-down has the guy shivering from cold and total humiliation, but what's he gonna do? And boom, they find this rift fragment, and it turns out to be the key to some insane power. Like, this thing can literally rewrite evolution. Grace is just staring at this weird rock in her brother's hand, looking all kinds of confused and a little freaked out. So Lucas drops some lore on her. He's like, these things are ancient, From way back when the world was going haywire, they just popped out of cracks between dimensions. And they're packed with chaotic, unknown energy. They can be anything from a bag of holding that never gets full to, like, super steroids for your beasts. Lucas totally gets it now. The real flex of these crystals isn't making you look like a demon. It's about unlocking true evolution. A total glow-up. Grace's Fire Phoenix is going absolutely nuts for the crystal, like it sees its own future in it. So Lucas, being the best bro ever, just smiles and hands her the priceless thing. Your power is my power, he says. Ah, smash that like button if your siblings are this awesome, but the sweet moment's over. He turns back to the captive, his face all serious, and demands to know everything about the Phoenix's secret demon ability. And right on cue, their friends show up, interrupting the whole thing. Everyone's tense, worried about their safety. They caught all the bad guys, but oh snap, one of their friends is knocked out with sleeping powder. New problem just dropped. Then, the captain of the Beastmasters Association rolls onto the scene, straight out of downtown New Haven, and takes complete control. He's got that main character energy. He spots Lucas immediately and is like, "Hey, I know you. You're that crazy talented new kid." The captain thanks him for the intel he shared about symbiosis. He even promises Lucas a fat reward for the capture and asks for more help with the investigation. Without skipping a beat, Lucas is like, "Bet, I'm in." Being a good dude, the captain orders the victims to be taken to the hospital for a full checkup. Later, the girl they rescued wakes up, and with tears in her eyes, she thanks Lucas for saving her. But then the fear hits her, realizing her own friends could be targets too. Man, that's rough. All this talk about the demonic soul technique and the creepy visions starts clicking together into one terrifying picture. Lucas tells everyone else to bounce because he needs to talk to his crew about something seriously important and scary. Sophia watches them go with this super concerned look, like she just knows this one conversation is about to change their lives forever. The drama is real, fam. Okay, get ready for this bombshell. It turns out Sophia was the one who'd been helping them investigate their own soul potential all along. Everyone is completely floored. She finally admits she lied, and it's clearly killing her. Her psychic gift didn't show her some vague shadows, it showed her Grace's absolutely horrifying future. She apologizes, explaining she wanted to first get more intel before she dropped that nightmare bomb on them. Bits and pieces about ferocious demonic beasts start coming back to her, and you can see the pure terror on her face. She explains the main thing about these demonic types is their insane growth rate and their bottomless appetite for destruction. They're just agents of chaos. This dark energy slowly eats away at the master's mind until they become an uncontrollable monster. That's why the association has a strict ban on breeding or selling them. It's super illegal. What do you guys think is gonna happen to Grace? Drop your theories in the comments. Okay, so get this tea. Lucas is still totally bugging about his enemy, the one who had that freaky-deaky demonic pet but somehow kept his cool. Like Houseway. He's convinced this whole symbiosis thing is the key, cause that's how the pet gets juiced up with that weirdo alien energy. Then, get this, his sister's Phoenix pulls the same stunt, and her explanation is basically just a shrug emoji. Apparently, this new dark mode just popped up after its last glow-up. The power is insane, but super limited. We're talking a 60-second power trip once a day. It's like a free trial of being a villain. Suddenly, it clicks for Lucas. The reason everyone's hunting his sister isn't just cause she's special. It's cause they're trying to put a lid on this super unstable dark power she's packing. Her words felt less like an explanation and more like a legit warning shot. Man, this world is way crazier than they thought. Everything they know is just the tip of the iceberg. But his sis is looking at him with total hope, thinking a second pet could be the ticket to unlocking some seriously god-tier power. But for real, she's shaking in her boots. She knows these symbiosis fanatics, probably holed up in some sketchy warehouse down on Elm Street in New Haven, are not gonna give up. But then, you see that fire light up in her eyes. She's like, alright, bet. The only way out is to get so ridiculously strong that nobody can touch her. So she looks at her bro for help, and his solid "I got you" is the lifeline she needed. Ah, sibling goals. Or is it? Psst, come here. Behind that big brother act, Lucas's brain is working overtime. He's got his own angle, trying to solve the whole mystery behind her spicy fire chicken. And the clock is seriously ticking, guys. They've only got 3 days until the next big test to level up. With this sneaky little grin, Lucas is like, no time to waste, 'cause he knows a spot that's got the answers they need. The drama, they hit up the local pet shop and womp womp. It's a total bust. Not a single pet with a secret hidden evolution path. What a disappointment. But then, the system lays it all out for her. Path 1, the standard fire eagle. Path 2, the hellish blazing phoenix. And our girl is already balls deep on the hellish phoenix path. Y'all, she's aiming for that OG form, that 9th rank power. And Lucas is over here having a total eureka moment, realizing her hidden path is linked to that same creepy demonic vibe he saw from Sophia's pet. It's all connected. Welp, the choice is made. Now she's gotta either commit to this ridiculously dangerous evolution or be stuck at her current level forever. And the new, crazy evolution requirements just scream demonic branch theory confirmed. Alright, Lucas decides it's time for a real heart-to-heart. This is the convo that could literally change her entire future. No pressure, bro. So, our hero finally spills some times of the tea, telling her he can see the hidden evolution paths. But he's playing it super cool, totally downplaying his gift, hiding just how insane and costly this ability really is. He's terrified of being exposed, for real. If the truth got out, he'd end up as a science experiment in some government lab. So, he stays quiet, but his gift is what's unlocking the Phoenix's true, dormant power. And oh my god, it is so much stronger than it looks on the outside, but all that power is mixed with this wild, untamed energy. You just know this evolution is gonna be a bumpy ride. The idea of mixing fire and demonic power? It's supposed to be super rare, but for them, it's becoming a very, very real threat. What do you guys think? Is this a good combo or a recipe for disaster? Let me know in the comments. Lucas knows they need some kind of ancient catalyst to kickstart this power, but the info he has is vague AF. But his sister, she's all in, determination blazing in her eyes. She knows she's gotta face this power head-on and learn to control it. And what do you know? Turns out the key to all this, that little fragment from the rift, has been in his hand this whole time. The plot thickens. To protect her, he decides to lie, hiding how valuable and dangerous this little rock really is. But she can feel it. You guys, this crazy energy in the crystal that feels just like her own phoenix. Her heart starts hammering in her chest. And then, out of nowhere, her pet just reaches for the fragment, like it's found a missing piece of its soul. It's wild. A split second later, this unknown force just erupts, and Lucas barely throws up a protective shield in time. The rift fragment sparks a whole new fiery form in the phoenix, instantly boosting it to rank 3. They're freaking out over how awesome the pet's new power is, but that excitement turns to straight-up anxiety when they see how wild and untamable it looks now. Lucas promises he'll help with the next evolution, and it sounds like a vow he absolutely cannot break. Then, bam, reality just twists around them, and suddenly they're trapped, with no clue what just happened. A super angry administrator comes stomping over, yells at them, and hands them a massive bill for all the destruction. Talk about a cold shower after that power-up high. Watching all his money just vanish makes the harsh reality hit him like a truck. Without cash, you're nobody in this world. Meanwhile, news travels that his enemy got snatched up by the cops, and the symbiosis leader hears all about it. But you think he's bothered? Not even a little. He's already on to the next problem. What to do with the artifact they captured. With ice in his veins, he tells his crew to lay low, just wait for the perfect moment to strike. He knows our heroes will come looking for him eventually, and that's when he'll spring his final trap. So now Lucas is broke and back to grinding in virtual battles. It's the only way he can make some cash and get stronger at the same time. Man, even taking a short break sent his ranking plummeting. The struggle is real, y'all. Smash that like button for our broke boy. Okay, so the competition is getting way times 2 real, reminding him that everyone's gunning for the top spot. He's like, alright, bet, no more holding back, and now he's dead set on leveling up. Like yesterday. I mean, every time he claps some total noob, his rank on that endless leaderboard barely even budges. His Ice Queen is an absolute unit, just demolishing everyone, but it's not enough to really shake things up. Even the most nightmare fuel monsters are just becoming stepping stones on his climb to the top. But then, out of nowhere, he gets matched with a top 10 player, and you just know it's about to get real. Yo, the tension in the air is so thick you could cut it with a knife. This new guy, who's got a major ego, kinda gives him a nod, admitting he's got some skill, but you can tell he thinks our boy is zero threat. With this super smug grin, he's like, "Your little win streak? Yeah, it's over." But then he makes the dumbest move ever and starts trash-talking the Ice Maiden. Bro, that was a fatal mistake. She went from 0 to 100 real quick. And our guy is so sweet, he's hyping her up like, "Yes, queen. You show him." He's so proud of how strong she's gotten. She can literally body anyone on her level now. All that grinding is finally paying off. So now, her next evolution is totally within reach. They just need the right gear and a little more time. Then, bam, he gets this major brain blast. He's not only getting loot for his achievements, but he's finally realizing how OP he's actually become. He is so fired up, he swears he's gonna hit the shops on Elm Street tomorrow and buy everything he needs to power up his faithful partner. Then, who just waltzes into the Westbrook Academy library? The super flashy and confident head of the Dragon Heart Club, and you can totally tell she's on the hunt, scoping someone out. Out of nowhere, she offers to team up for the next test, which honestly sounds like a total lifesaver. Sophia is immediately like, heck yes. I mean, who wouldn't be? Trying to go it alone at Westbrook is basically a death sentence, for real. So the new squad is almost assembled, but they're still missing their MVP, their heavy hitter. And with one little flirty comment, she basically spills all the tea on who she's really times after, the legendary rookie himself. She gets this total spark in her eye and admits he's the real deal. I guess the gossip about his crazy skills has been spreading like wildfire all over campus. What do you guys think her plan